into it.
Oh,
Got it. Cool. Bank. How's this size for everybody?
Bigger the better.
Even bigger than this?
I mean, that's fine. I can sit closer.
That's
to the
on their
screen.
phone.
That's good. That's good. I don't have my
Kev got
glasses
them
on here.
old, Kev got them old eyes. He's like, just maximize it.
58 today, bro.
There you go. Oh, happy birthday.
birthday.
Today's your
Thanks.
birthday. Happy birthday
All
to
right.
Cap.
Fuck, you are old.
hey.
And my wife turns.
Hey, Jared,
My
thank
wife
you,
turns
by the
51
way.
next month.
I started lessons with Romero,
Uh-huh.
and the third thing on the Excel you sent me was exactly what he was referring to.
Oh, yeah,
So
no problem.
I was unaware of that stuff. It's hard to believe after 3 years of doing this for a living, there's stuff I still don't know, but there is. And he opened my eyes to a whole bunch of stuff I don't know.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right.
guys.
What's up, man? So this is for anybody just joining, maybe a little late or doesn't know what's going on. Yeah, this is just the 162, 150K on ignition. And this is literally the first hand. You know, I'm okay with 2.5, 3xing. And in a situation like this, I honestly don't know what size and how big I could make it to make these guys both fold. I feel like I could make it 50 in some instances, and they would both call, and then we're just going to whip out of position to two players.
I didn't even realize the button overcalled. Yeah, that sucks. So I think
Yeah, I
I'm
mean-
out calling.
Well, I just don't know how much value I gain by just four betting. This, it doesn't play as well as, of course, ace king suited. And if I honestly, I can make it 70 bigs or something and get called in two spots, you know, and then or get two much worse hands to fold, which isn't, you know, that fun either.
You probably go 35 there when you raise, right?
And I griefed this spot right away. This is interesting though. I'm never just gonna lead into the three bet to call in the middle on the board that's dynamic.
No.
This is a spot right here where I was strongly considering bet or bet 30% or still just check calling. What do you guys think?
Check.
Yeah, I'm checking.
So
Still checking
out of position multi-way, and
on the
it's
board?
not
Yeah.
nutted, and it could be no good even if the ace of hearts comes. Still,
I don't know, but they're not necessarily capped on these monotone
Check, check,
boards,
check.
right?
Especially
They
the player in the
still have
middle,
some top
right?
pair. Yeah.
Yeah, player in the middle still could check some very strong hands.
Especially a
Some
single.
over
ace of
aces without the ace of hearts, or you know, even players usually don't play like that, but it's certainly possible the middle player is aware and has a just checking most of his range. So I do check back and brickaroo on river. I'm not turning my hand into a bluff here.
nope.
All right, cool.
I pick up some information too if you see the showdown, which is nice.
Nutter butters.
What do you guys think?
I'm betting.
I don't think he's supposed to raise king queen suited there very much.
No.
We can check. I don't know. I think you get to mix all your continuing range at 100 in these spots. I was +1, correct?
Yeah, we were like
And
200.
this was-
Yeah. Plus.
Well, I mean, we
versus
don't have,
plus.
Yeah.
but I'm
Yeah.
just saying, like, this is the
Yeah,
thing.
there you go. Not very much at all.
No. You just the EV between the three bet and the call is going to be the same, so you can kind of just mix call and three bet. Even though it says like the strategy you should be doing it this much. I know a lot of guys that take most of their range they want to flat depending on the table dynamic and the nature because it's going to go multi-way when you call and just try to get heads up, have a three betting range, and it's still going to be very strong when they get to play it in position, if that makes sense.
So I'm gonna always bet king, queen off every time. I'm never gonna fold it. And I just always call king, queen suited.
I mean, you
Yeah,
can say what you're doing.
yeah.
I'm not, I mean, yeah, we're
Yeah.
all discussing what we're doing here. It's not, you know, but
Yeah.
we're just.
What
talking
is the buy-in on this?
162.
Okay, so decent players mostly.
Yeah, I decided to pretty dry board still. This hands. Whoops. Yeah, I don't know.
Call, yeah,
Yeah, he should be checking that turn a lot.
And when he doesn't check this turn, I'm out of there, bro.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, I mean, I don't feel like we can just fold to the check raise. Feels really bad, but this hand's still too strong to fold.
Yep.
And they should be check raising some ace 3, some ace 4, maybe some backdoor combos, maybe just 4-6, 4-7 with a backdoor and stuff like that. Maybe
Queen 10 of hearts, king, queen of
queen-
hearts.
yes, that kind of stuff. So
What's he supposed to do when he does turn a nutshell? Let's just say he has 3, 4 of hearts or clubs or something.
Bet.
or spades.
He
Is
probably-
he
he's prob-
supposed to barrel or is he supposed to?
probably can make
Yeah,
sense to match,
barrel,
but look how
barrel,
deep.
barrel big.
Just
Yeah.
look at the. I mean, look how deep the SPR is. So we're just
Yeah.
probably going to win a bet.
Yeah.
Yeah, SPR's 10, you're barreling big.
All right. What do you guys think?
Either way. It's a good hand
Um,
of, it's a good hand
I'm
of
always
flat,
ready
but
to
you're super deep.
Squeeze.
I think it's pure squeeze. I think, and I may have briefed this, but
Yeah,
let's
I'm always
check.
ready.
I think it's pure squeeze when we see the call there. Let's see.
Slight
So
position opens too.
cut
Makes
off.
sense better.
call
Mostly-
small with small blind call, correct? Yep.
Yeah.
And
Well,
these sizes
small
are
blind.
smaller. Recognize like the ranges are going to be slightly different because it's a bigger open size, right?
Yeah, I'm going like.
So you don't have to play exactly. Take this kind of shit into consideration and your opponent's ranges. This is just, I would say it's pure.
Yeah, I missed the small blind squeeze. Call.
All right, I did do it.
Oof, huge, nice, beauty.
All right. What size?
I think we go big.
Who has that feedback? Larry, is that you? Somebody.
That big. That was me, sorry.
All right. What's big?
65.
Pot.
I would do.
I don't know when
Three-
the board's this wet. We would use that. I think it's like half pot most. Quarter pot, half pot.
I'm going pot.
Third.
Stop it.
Yeah, it'll be bigger size. I
It's a
think.
very
60
dynamic board.
65 to 80, I would think.
I'm super deep.
I would never go like 80 on when people go just flop to straight, but maybe I'm just dead wrong. Queen, diamond, jack.
I
don't
like
think
that pot and he
it's
calls.
better.
It turns, a lot of turns are gonna shut me down. Now I'm gonna try to
Oops.
hope to suck
No
out on the
flush
river.
draw.
Yeah, king 10 suited is a thing, so.
We're supposed to check. After 3 betting.
Wow. I'm never checking after.
And
three.
that's small blind range, is that right?
95% check.
Oh, I messed up. Oh, small blind dash check. I had us wrong. No, they are supposed to. Now let's see our size.
Okay,
Mixing check.
30%. Small. And for you guys, over condensing your villains ranges, don't do that. You never really want to go that big. I thought half pot could be reasonable at 200 bigs. And this is only at 100 bigs. The sim could prefer going a slightly bigger when we're double stack here. So take that into consideration that this may not be 100% accurate, given the stack depth, right?
what'd you say
Have a
when you're,
pre-flop.
when you're
action, right?
double stacked, what?
We're
You've got
2x
twice as many
stack.
chips as the sim. This GTO wizard only has 100 blind sims and we're 200.
Got it,
bucks.
I understand, okay.
Yeah, so if they like 30% at this frequency, it could be just reasonable. If we're looking at it from an EV standpoint,
I understand.
you know what I mean? Like it can't.
Yes,
be-
PR goes from like 4 to 8 or something.
Yeah, I mean it's
Wait,
it's-
I think this range is messed up. You have small blind versus cutoff and you're in the big blind.
but cut off, raise.
You're big blind versus
Oh,
small
you're-
blind.
you didn't put your
I
three bet. You
messed
didn't put
it
your
up.
squeeze in.
I didn't
Yeah,
put my squeeze in. Thank you, sir. I appreciate whoever called that out. Small blind call,
Over
and
one.
then we
box.
put in our
Yeah.
12.
It's not gonna let you run it.
Yeah, it is because
yeah,
they
you're
get a
right.
fold. You get a fold, right?
No, I don't.
I don't think it's gonna let him do it. It's
I
still,
don't
Oh.
either.
call, call, good,
You're good. You're still in a heads up pot.
okay.
Heart, diamond. Whoops.
Queen heart, jack, diamond, 9's big.
Yeah, no solution.
Oh,
No solution. No, it's just no fucking solution. Look, it's dead.
Why?
Not like this.
I
Busted.
mean, I can.
I mean, we could run it.
It's a 3 bet pot, so it's not like it's gonna take crazy long.
Do you want it?
Why is there no solution?
Very interesting.
I'll
range
tell you
here.
what.
We don't have it.
Platted in the middle of the sandwich.
They don't have it. I mean, there's nothing we can do. They don't have it.
Okay,
Yeah.
So can run it on the side, I guess, if you want.
Yeah.
over in pile. I'm with you, Cap. I think on
I'm
I'll let
letting
Board
Toe get
Super
the,
D, you size up.
So what's the
but not when they can
SPR?
flop a straight and they have sets and stuff. You don't want to over condense their range.
Oh, we have sets too.
Yeah, but you don't over,
But-
you don't want to just, you don't want to make king, jack. I mean, you don't want to make some hands indifferent, man. Like when you pot it on a board like this, in a 3-bet pot, I don't think. In my opinion,
Okay.
it's literally
Okay.
0% here. Like you could be with Cat, but the solver is not with you.
No, I buy that because king ten suited is definitely in his range. You could just be looking to lose. You know,
Yeah, it's 4 combos.
200 bigs
I'm not-
here, so
He's
I
got
can buy
queen,
that.
jack. He might even be splashing around with queen 9, but like,
Ooh, over bet.
Yeah, this was bad. I think I think I need to go 60% and then fold.
What would you think this guy's range is overcalling in a small blind? Because the range I have is pretty fucking tight. Makes me wonder if it's accurate.
Yeah, I mean,
He's gonna have a very
here,
unique
let's look at
range.
it.
well, it's
Like
king 10
ace ten
suited in
suited,
range.
ace jack suited, ace queen suited. Those are not in there in.
Ace queen off jams, ace king off jam. I mean, dude, his range, king 10 suited, king. Yeah, this range smacks this board, and I just paid this man in full. I mean, yeah, it's just ace 10,
I'm
ace
gonna-
jack, king queen, king jack, king 10, queen jack suited.
This is
And on this board, we're dead.
See, I would have bet big flop, and then if he calls, I'm gonna check a lot of turns and hope to get improve on the river.
Yeah, I just torched it.
So
Here. Do you have that board tote? Do you want to see? Because it feels like looking at that now that I see his range, the shit that's calling. Like, I don't know. Do you guys think like real people are calling like
I
early
widened the range a
stages?
little bit. I added ace queen,
Ace
O, and ace
nine.
jack. I added ace nine suited. And
Yeah, I think in
added,
real
the suited
life-
paint.
I mean,
I think a lot of
if he's-
people aren't really thinking about implied odds and they're gonna flat
he's-
a lot of their middling pairs and just set mine.
yeah, I was gonna say what Larry says. If he's splashy, he might have more like just pairs. he's
suited
trying to
paint, some
smash
pairs
the
as
flop
well,
with.
right? Fair. But I think even there, like say this, even if I use this sizing and he calls, I like your line a lot, Cap, where you say you just check. I like check or like go small. I hate my big bet looking back at it.
Yeah, because like I don't know if like just a random like if he has like I mean yeah,
King, queen,
jack's
king,
probably
jack,
not
jack
calling.
10. Yeah, I think I was thinking more of in regards to like the 9-10s, the jack 10s, the king queens. Right now when he calls this and pushing equity versus those hands and omitting, like I never think he has queens when he overcalls.
Nah.
This I never think he has jacks. 9s possibly I run into. But I gave him like a lot of queen 10s, jack 10, 9-10 suiteds. And then I just really want to push equity, and I was fucking dead wrong that he has the nuts. The
But he
king
could
ten-
very well have those hands in his range.
He can have those as well, and I think those hands may just call or just jam like that as well. And just since the bet's so big, they just feel like they're relegated to run it.
Don't we have a
That's
lot
the
of
way I
like
think.
smaller bet sizes here, though? Like once we're in the 3-bet pot in
Yes.
position, I feel like you really go like, you even have like
Quarter.
20% and 10% at times. Once
Let's
it's,
see what
because you don't want to.
happens.
Actually, I think if it was high, low, I think you polarize, and then these very connected boards, maybe you just go small.
You know what we can do, guys?
Heuristic.
You know what we can do? We can go maybe the range. I'm just trying to think of a way we can get kind of condensed ranges there and
We-
see when
We for sure have large C bets in 3-bet pots, but I don't know. I think the board texture is different. I think it's too high card, too like broadways and a low card. We get to slam pretty hard.
I'm just doing something from so now here it prefers maybe mixing a little bit more, but it still just goes small quarter pot. And here, yeah, it has that 10% on this board as well. So for whoever just mentioned, like, yeah, we want to go small. The preferred bet sizings it's using here a lot overwhelmingly 10 and 25% in this exact configuration.
Can you do like
It's like
queen
that.
jack
In this board,
six?
so very good call. And then like, let's look, I don't want to go too far down the rabbit hole. Like, and get through this hand history, but so when we do bet, let's say we use one of the bigger sizings and we get called, what should our size look like on like a blank turn, right? Like,
You're like tiny.
fuck
I
no,
actually think you still have a little.
Now bigger.
just big. I mean, it really likes, like Caps alluded to earlier, in some spots, just checking. It's really weird how it mixes when you have spade, the ace of spades. You can just mix checking a little bit. But when you do bet, it really likes 50 to 75%. So overbet, not a thing, just big bet. All right, let's try to fly through some hands. There's about 236 hands. I have no idea how many bullets I put in this, so this should be fun. This is gonna be a fun roller coaster ride for all of us. Oh shit, what happened there?
Oh, you just fold.
Oh, half pot, get me out. So that player behind. Nope. Dude's limping. Should have made sure to tag him. I complete hands like this and then full like bad offsuit paint. If we're talking about this a little bit, what do you guys think?
I'm always
how-
folding this.
What do you like? What does everybody else but Cap think about playing hands and just completing manner?
Always complete
It's
with one
where-
gapper.
Always complete with a one gapper and full like the king deuce, the king seven. You're not printing much or anything with those hands, but these hands that can make it straight.
I'm gonna
Getting this
defend.
price versus this.
I'm
I
gonna
think
defend a lot.
you, Cap, you're cutting me off.
I keep thinking you were done.
I know, but yeah, let me actually be done, and then you can like, I'll pass you the mic, sir. We're all holding an imaginary microphone, and then when I pass it to you, it's yours. But no, I think it's good to have these gappers in here versus these people to limp. They're gonna play poorly. You're gonna hit straights, two pairs, easy hands to play relative to the high card, low card, where you can just have a lot of reverse implied odds. Cap.
I was just gonna say, I defend wide or suited hands, but not so much the offsuit and the small blind. Just because I'm
Yeah,
not
so do-
positioned,
So
I'm
do
not
I,
positioned
but
to two players.
does GTO Wizard have a limp option or not?
No,
let's see it.
not at
Not-
200.
Not at
at
200.
Okay.
I don't think.
I didn't think so.
I mean, if you get down to where
So
they
you're
start
kinda
having limps.
Kind of off the board here anyways, so there's no chart to look at.
No.
It's
Any
on the back
guidelines on,
glass.
But the cool thing about these limpy guys, it's not like you're gonna have reverse implied odds or something. You're gonna hit two pair, you're gonna hit a straight or a straight draw, and that's it.
I mean, look at this, like,
It's only
That's
costing
it.
you half a big.
I mean,
if the
yeah,
big blind squeezes?
oh, well.
That's
you
fine,
just
but the
have
big blind
big.
doesn't squeeze as often because they're in the big blind. They just get to check back so much. Right?
Yeah,
So,
I
like,
mean,
when they squeeze, it's usually a strong hand and not some marginal hand.
yeah, and it's literally an OL situation. You ran into a 5% situation 10% of the time. Like, it's not gonna ever happen, really. And look, I mean, it even advocates at a much shallower depth, 25 bigs when
Just like
players
always,
do that.
exactly.
You're calling 8-6 here. I mean, it plays well. You have, I mean, look at the suited, you flick the suited, like Cap said, very good point, Cap. Be very willing to complete your suited hands. And then the offsuit, it stops here with this kind of stuff. The king is still pretty good, right? It still wants you to get in there with your king X. But this offsuit trash kind of stuff is just out of there. Like,
Also,
look
this
at-
king X, this offsuit king X happens because we're at 25. So when you're deeper, this stuff falls off, so you don't have reverse implied odds.
Good, yep,
Look
good
at
point.
cut off on that.
I think these are just little points that we should talk about because they're good. They come up every single hand, every orbit. So, a lot of times people are limping.
Kind of think if the big blind's good, I fold it, and if the big blind's bad, I'll put the half big in.
It's fine too.
Oh, the big blind, but even dude, the big blind, you guys are worried about some guy with any two cards that is going to check and not ISO a limp, an EP limp that often. Like, why are you guys so worried about what the big blind's doing? and you're just putting in a half a big, play perfectly. This is the spot where you get to just print money for free versus the limp. Why are we acting scared about what the big blind's doing? It's ridiculous.
Okay,
Yeah, stop worrying about, he's not important. He's not gonna ISO enough. Nobody in this world is. And if he's overdoing it that much, he's spazzy as shit.
My only argument is the big blind's important to somebody.
Yeah, but I mean,
Don't
he's
be
not
so
gonna
cold-hearted.
be,
Somebody
No.
loves the big, somebody loves the big blind.
no, but I love you. I love you guys. And I want you to just print in these spots and not find overfolds when it's a half a big blind. It's free.
Especially when you're
Uh,
100 and fucking 60 big deep.
Essentially, yeah.
Who gives a shit if you get squoze and
Yeah, like it's a half a. What size?
Tiny.
Probably you go smaller than this.
um,
And they're gonna run every single hand. Whoa.
whoops.
Yeah, literally a whoops.
what
Middle of
position
it.
was that? Ace-7, ace-9 suited or whatever the fuck it was.
I'm gonna go one.
Ace nine suited.
Yeah, the one where you flopped the flush draw and bet and took it down.
Oh, that was ace jack suited, and that
Ace
was
jacks.
this
Low jack versus BB.
small blind. Yeah, yeah. Still think we bet small in these kind of spots on pair
It's
boards.
just one of those things where this board never hits you.
It doesn't really. Yeah, let's run it. Now you got me thinking, because I was wondering, like, is it okay to make some checks here? I would just be betting this because I can call a check raise. Like, this is a hand that's just like nutted, like for me. But you know, I have this little c-bet problem. Cut off hijack, low jack, small blind.
Pair board,
He has
pair
a-
fours, we're gonna bet a lot, I think.
Maybe-
Over his
oh
eyes.
no, the spades bet. All the other ones check.
Yeah. Ooh.
And then what if it's the big blind call? Small blind, big blind call.
It's always good to show these kind of spots. You are only checking 24% of the time, mixing bet with your entire range, it looks like. Or
So,
ace
yeah.
10.
You mix
Some of
check if you don't have
the-
the spades, but you always bet with the spades.
Some of these are like the anomalies here. These are like some of the only ones you're really checking at a reasonable frequency, ace 10 and ace jack. And then the rest of these are mostly betting.
It's a function
Literally.
too of the small blind calling. They don't have all this shit in it either, so you can get to see bet. If you make it big blind defend, everything is 50-50 checking.
Like, yeah, but
'Cause big
I'm
blind
just
hits us a lot more. That's all.
out of
That's
the
us
entire
guys.
range, it's the only two hands here. Like, so if you want to bet it, you're not losing much EV to it. Like,
You're good.
yeah, you're gonna be fine to bet.
Spades betting
Even
100%.
here. Like, yeah, don't worry, bet, see bet. Don't try to force another little piece of shit in your mind. Just
Well, no,
like,
you do mix check. It's just not against a small blind flat. Small blind flat doesn't hit that. Big blind flat hits that a lot.
yeah, good point. Miss that,
Did you miss an ace 10?
of course.
Check what's past that.
Nah, I said something before. I already mentioned it before. I'm gonna miss
Oh,
like
it's 'cause I
fucking
made you back that.
87. 3-bet or call. So you can do either here. I think. So we have to be pip. Probably just decide the 3-bet is good. Dry board.
You bet. King's good.
Hmm,
Ugh.
Gotta fold without the over and not try to be too sticky in these 3-bet pots. No. I should bet a quarter in the back seat, and I remember missing this, so this was marked. I thought also having 2 overs, we'd be able to call a lot of turns. It probably isn't as bad to check, but I think
I
quarter
don't think
pot's
it's that
good.
bad when it's
Yeah, I'm checking a lot there.
a lot
honestly.
of straight
most of the
draw
time.
flush draws on turn.
Yeah, mark this. I think this hand's a marked one for me. It's just hard. Like, I know we told, remember we were running a lot of these spots.
Yeah, but
doesn't
this
give a
board's
sh-
little different, right?
Yeah, it's very like, there's so many straight draws you can get check raised by and stuff like that. So get there. It's kind of a
Say-
weird card. That's a weird ass card. I think it has to be a bet. I think this has to be a
It's
bet
gotta be a
fold.
value bet, yeah.
Yeah, and I think I
Value
missed
too, you
it.
bet pretty high up in your range, you're betting pretty big, yeah.
Yeah,
But
I think it's just a spot where you're just like, well, gotta get bet fold if you get check raised. Oh, well.
You open fold 9-6.
I don't know why I looked at, I was just looking at a size of something else. Hold on, we gotta. Can I ever get nasty with this? Fuck. Just call it. I mean, it's 0. It's in this mode, it's like mixing fold. Gotta be sure to check these kind of spots, right? Like folding half the time. See, you're making sure you're playing your 8-6, 3-bet here. You're always V pipping, always V pipping. Obviously this can change depending on your opponents. We're deep as hell and they use a small size. I should just play this hand. I knit it up.
all's fine.
This probably is the bottom of the call range at some frequency.
I
maybe
think it is the
fold.
bottom versus small blind.
Me too.
I don't play,
Um,
I fold it though. I play ace-10, I fold.
Me
this.
too. I kind of think population probably 3-bets a little bit too tight. Not I don't feel like a lot of value in calling here, but and we're also in a cutoff here. I'm kind of curious. Go back to the cutoff. Yeah, okay, so it's full. Good. Yeah, because we're on a cutoff this time. I thought if we were on a button cap, I think it might.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
did
what if we're-
the button as well.
Yeah, so we're on a button. No, we got to
Still
fold here. I know, we go here. Oh, it's actually just coming back over the top at some
Yeah.
frequency. Nasty. It's too weak to call. It has good raw equity, but it's just, yeah. All right. Please. Okay. Weird.
That sucks.
I mean, I'm just dead. When he decides dead.
Yep.
I'm not
so
only
bad.
worried about like, I think
You have kicker
like at some
problems, too.
frequency, we have kicker problems. I can't do anything to another bet. I can't improve. The other guy's still here. I think it's easy, sometimes easy to get lazy versus a small bet and say, I got top pair, I got one more. Why not?
I'm so bad, I'd have called.
Hell no, we're
I
just
would have
dead.
called the top.
Dead.
I'm like, what are you doing?
Well, this player is also behind. Heads up. I'm
Yeah.
snap. Heads up, you gotta defend with top pair here. At some frequency. I just think it's really strong. He's still here. He called the bet. What does he call with it? Doesn't get there? Like, I don't know. Oh, this has to be a bet. Fuck. All right. That's missed. This is 100% a bet. The hand's lost once you don't bet. You got to go quarter to 30% here. I mean, now it's just dead. Can't call that. What if we can jack this? What do you guys think?
I probably.
This board is shit.
Although without a spade or
Because I can
diamond,
attach
maybe it wants to bet this combo. I don't know, but I would check.
What is it? Top 5 of spades? Bet.
A lot.
Bet small.
Good stuff.
I'm not playing as shit as I mean. Now what? You bet small again for protection versus some of the other stuff, so you don't get owned on river, or do you?
Well, he
just
should
turn your
raise a
hand
lot
into
of
buffer?
10x, so I'm gonna probably bet again to buy the river. Go like half pot.
Kev says bet again. What do you guys think?
I tend to check.
Check for toe.
I want to bet
Uh,
again.
Bet again, bet
We
again.
don't have a
Okay.
diamond, but we don't block nines.
I think
jack.
for relative, I mean, for our overall range here, this would be a nice blank card where I think we would be betting again. I'm not certain with our second pairs. Our second pairs feel like they could get the benefit of some protection and folding out some draws, no diamonds. So this is gonna be good. So I'm sorry, we check and then we bet the 30%. They call, and then it is a 2 of clubs. Jen. Here we go, 7-8. check.
Hmm.
Pure check, 100. So let's kind of look at what our betting range is here. Pretty polar. So we're betting 2 pair. Obvious RSF, all of our overpair, no slow playing. We're turning our ace, jack, practically every single one into a double barrel. Mostly using the 80% size, but actually overbetting at a pretty high clip here. So this has to be missed by this is pretty rough. I don't think I'm finding this overbet enough here with the ace jack. How about the king jack? Is it also an overbet? Yeah. So we're overbetting ace jack, king jack. King queen's finding a lot of check.
I'm not finding those ace jack, king jack. on those at all.
What about queen jack?
What about queen jack? Yeah, that's a good question. Let's see. Queen jack here. You're gonna eat.
Yeah,
You gotta
I
eat
find,
the queen jack. I can find the queen jack.
I find my gutters.
2 overs with a gut shot and a diamond. Yeah, I can find that. But you don't even need the diamond. It's still queen of spades, jack of clubs. You eat. Look. Big. Oh boy. I think it's easy in this spot. Like I would go like 60, 75% a lot, but this is like this overbet is just gross. 25%. Like this is it. A6. How many of you guys just bombing A6? Well, that's diamonds mostly.
Yeah, it's diamonds.
But some of the other stuff, 10% of the time. Ace 9. No shot in hell. I'm finding that.
The only 8 bets is the
Oh,
for some reason.
oh no. So I was thinking we just want to bet, and this size isn't a thing at all.
Yeah, it's kind of like an exploit for me, like. you just
Well, it
turn
was
5
kind of
river.
yes. I was thinking I just wanted to not give him cheap
Give him a
free
chance to
equity.
bluff.
And
Don't buy
realize
time
equity.
yourself.
True.
And you didn't have to call a bet on the river. You didn't have to bluff catch with it. on the brick.
Yes. Yes. Because I would have to buff catch on a brick, and which would be disgusting.
Why?
But that's not a brick. Yeah, I think, yeah, easy check on the turn though. Just missed it.
Oops.
Nobody?
I'm folding.
It's probably call and pile, but
think it's-
Ooh.
I
I
think
think
it's
it,
pure fold.
look at this. We see, that's
No,
why
it
I
won't.
asked.
it won't
That's-
pure fold.
Ooh, that's why I asked. Hold on, I gotta do this.
King, jack, king 10, I think. Call.
No, I think queen 10.
All right, so under the gun, 2, 3. Not pure.
King 10.
Out of there. This is, I mean,
King jack folds.
I know a lot of you guys are folding the king jack and never telling the soul. It's
Yeah.
okay.
I mean, I wouldn't have play it, but
Your secret's safe to me. I know you're folding the king jacks as well. Jack 10's out of there. Ace 10 feels bad as hell. 0.
Yeah, I'm probably not folding that.
No?
Probably not.
I'm out of there.
I thought I would call more.
10, 9. Oh,
Then
yeah.
you
fold.
4x, whatever. Oh, if I was on the button, I would definitely call,
Yeah,
I'm
maybe
like,
I was thinking
eh.
about that. What do you guys think about this in game and also at this stacked up? How many of you guys are finding a call? You can type it in chat. I'm kind of curious.
Yeah, I think
And
it's a call this deep,
me too.
but I am curious how you guys condense your range or change your calling range.
For me,
Like against a large RFI like this.
I might call a smaller open.
I'm calling all the smaller opens. The 4x, I'm going to reserve like hands kind of like this, where I'm a little indifferent to the button always. And then obviously when I'm in a big blind, small blind, if this was full frequency, I would still flick it in, getting a slightly better price. But here, you know, I still probably get positioned a lot, not always. This player might also flick, which kind of sucks. But I personally, looking at it like in review, think it's just a reasonable call. when somebody does this, they're probably gonna make massive errors post, and we probably can win stacks when we hit it hard, you know?
So, are you done?
No, go ahead, buddy, yep.
Yeah, so like, for me versus guys like this, I would tend to play like worse suited connectors, trying not to interact with his range at all. Give up some of these more milling ones and call some lower ones and some one gappers. Down the bottom of the range, try to make wheels and like low straights and shit,
Interesting, okay.
Yep, I think you
versus
have a
hands that he doesn't have.
I think often these sizings are middling pairs that don't want to get called.
Jacks, I mean, yeah, jacks, ace, queen, ace, king.
Can I ask another question about this big RFI sizing?
Anybody else have an opinion or a thought on seeing this in game and how they approach it on a daily basis?
We're just flat.
Yeah, so one point that Affleck made a couple sessions ago was that obviously now we have better odds to 3-bet. And I don't really adjust my 3-bet range against a large RFI sizing. And I'm curious if any of you guys do it.
Tight,
Large RFI under the gun.
tight.
They have a tight range and a big size, so I would not 3-bet this very often at all.
I mean, no, not that hand. I'm just saying the size in general,
That
rare.
hand.
Yeah, value.
Yeah, I mean, there's a big argument to increase your 3-betting range, right? Because all of a sudden you've got a lot of good money in the pot.
Ooh.
Nope, dog shit. Still going 2-5. I think it's fine to not go multi-way.
When do you start going down to 2-2 then, if you're at 50?
It-
going to-
I'm done using a specific stack depth. It matters. The table, who's sitting there, how they're playing, what I'm getting away with, like those kind of things matter more than the stack depth. Sometimes you're still able to go 2-3 at 20, like 21, 22 bigs, you know. Sometimes you want to min raise at 50, you know, like I think it's all fine from an EV perspective. It just depends. I just use it depending on how I think my tables, how multi-way we're going, how many people are going post flop to spots, and stuff like that, more so than stack depth.
So if they're overcalling a lot, do you open for the
Bigger.
min? Oh,
Well, I mean, you know what? If there's more people going to the spot post flop, and I'm just want to go bigger with my value hand since I'm condensing my range already. So you know what I mean?
yeah.
Yeah.
So you're
I-
just
I wanna
gonna
get more in
range. You're gonna play a tighter range then, right?
Yeah, tighter range of plays. Well, I'm not gonna get it. You're not gonna be opening the ace nines. You're gonna have to tighten it up a tick, right?
Okay.
Like ace nine and MP on Iggy, or that ace nine that's a mixed open is, or an ace 10 under the gun. When you're just gonna go what, min raise it at 200 big blinds on ignition under the gun, you're just torching it. You're going 5 ways, you know, every single time. Whoops. Where am I at? Go there, the jack 10, take. What do you guys think? Squeeze a call.
I'm just set mine.
Set mine for the caps.
Call.
Call. In there.
Boom.
Go.
Sweet.
Check your
Oh.
bet.
I'm betting.
I think I bet 2,
Half
Yeah.
pot.
4.5-ish.
I don't know why. Kind of wanted to slow play, hopefully didn't check raise river. The problem is, you guys wanting to go big, like I understand the player in the middle checks a lot of his ace X, but I think at that point he still bets it as well. I don't know. I'm torn with these spots that are impossible to run multi-way.
Like a king's
look at
gotta
it.
call half pot, right?
Are we getting 2 streets from a king?
No. Probably not.
So we're gonna get 2 streets from the same range that's gonna call the 2 streets and some bluffs and allow people to realize more backdoor equity.
Well,
But the
multi-way,
back to way. I want to bet. I mean, I'm not arguing against you guys. I'm not trying to defend my play here. I do think just betting is better, but I'm just trying to fucking think about how I was thinking about it in game, you know?
I think I would bet small.
Yeah, I think it's just better to be able to bet. So you want to bet. I thought about betting then check raise river. Allowing both players to realize equity in the same range that would be calling my bets would probably be betting itself. So I didn't think I was going to leave too much on the table there, but I was probably wrong. I know we can get called by a king, but with a king called twice.
I think once you,
And praying to the love of God, he just does that.
If you fold, I'm gonna be disappointed. Okay.
No, I played it like a G, and I mean, I don't know. I know what you guys are thinking. I think there's merit into my line. I don't know.
He's not gonna.
I'm leading out
All
into
be backdoor to flush.
So
Like-
what he bet on the river?
What's-
Eight something?
Oh, dude, I mean, I'm being greedy as hell. I don't care how much is in the pot. I'm max greeding in this spot. When
You're
Yeah, I
only
think
two and a
so
half
too.
X.
Oh yeah, all in here
all
for
in.
sure.
Flush gets there too, so.
Yeah.
Um,
Let's go back to this.
yeah.
Like, I feel like I was the only person checking turn.
I think you can mix and it worked out
But-
for you. Got a lot more fun. I think if you mix and he bets on turn, I like your check on the river as well.
Yeah, and it's, I mean, like, I think we have to,
In a multi-way pot, do you have any leads there on the flop?
no. Hell no.
If you do check the set, what?
No,
are
you have no
doing?
leads here. Zero.
Okay.
I mean, maybe pre-Black Friday, when you knew the guys aren't just folding ace 10 plus in this guy, you know, some old school shit. You know, some shit you might be able to get away with at the casino at the micros. Like, you could probably find some leads there. You just
If
know
you-
he has an ace, you know?
If you check your set here and they both come along, then you have to check raise, right? Because one of them has an ace then
Here?
on the flop. If you check and let's say.
What is my
cutoff-
check raising range? Which
Let's-
somebody's check raising range, multi-way on an ace high dry board.
Isn't that the problem though? Like multi-way, we just,
Two pair,
we have
yeah,
no,
two-
we have no bluffs. So,
There's
like,
Fair
zero
plus,
bluffs.
you're right.
I want
Okay.
I want my range to look like some ace 8 that he wants to bet 3 times against with his ace king or ace queen, and then bam, I have a set. I want the guy
Okay.
behind to stay in the hand with ace 10. I want him to bet. You know, you got to keep in worse. I have
Good point.
zero
Yep,
bluffs
no, you're right.
on ace 7
you're right.
5 when I
I
check raise.
agree.
I would never check raise ace 10 in 1,000,000 years. You know, I'm never check raising ace jack in this
No.
spot multi-way. You know, so
It's too-
what would it be?
Two pair plus, yeah, you're right.
Yeah, it's only ace 7 plus.
And
Yeah.
then another thought is like when I'm leading out here and then betting river, I'm betting into 2 people. This player still has some ace X in the range. And I honestly thought like the same range that I'm going to target that he's going to call is probably going to bet himself. My range is still going to look pretty weak and like a lot of draws when we do call. And then if he misses, he still gets the value bet. If he has a draw, he value bets. We keep this player in. So I thought there was a lot more benefits than not to finding checks in this spot. And I could be just dead fucking wrong and just want to go bet.
I think in
Yeah,
theory, it's
man.
definitely a check.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not sure. It's hard to say theory when like there's not a lot of multi-way solves available you know, for the public out there. So this is just a very interesting. And for the crew that says bet, you know, for all we know, I could have bet and got raised on river and he has the flush and pays me anyway, right? Like, so
Are you checking any of your ace X on the turn?
that's a good question. Some yes, but I also think it comes down to maybe wanting to bet for protection. You give yourself an opportunity to go small with an ace and not, so you don't get owned, right? Like you don't really want to be calling 2 bets here with like ace 4. You don't want to call twice because their value range at that point, especially this player in the middle that checks that should be checking a lot of his strong hands in the middle, multi-way, right?
Is there an argument between you in the big blind are stripped of your best kicker ace-X because you didn't squeeze. So
Yes.
there's a lot less ace-X for you to lead with on turn.
Well, yeah, I mean, but I mean, you could still, but you're gonna have hands like king five, ace seven, ace five. You know, your range is then gonna still have a lot of two pair combos where I don't think you get raised a lot, and it's gonna be a nice little value bet and for protection, right? In some of those cases, you're betting your ace four, ace six, ace eight, ace nine, ace 10 here on the turn to like charge the flush draws, get value from worse, and so you don't have to call 60% twice or something like that, you know?
Yeah, that's a good argument.
I think if the cutoff's a good player, you should never bet there.
In a turn?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, if he knows what he's doing, he's still uncapped, and like
Yeah.
that, he's
But at the same time, like him deciding to try to raise, you're gonna have a lot of two pairs in your range. I don't think he gets to go crazy versus you. He's gonna just need to bluff catch with some. And you're still betting into two people with ranges that you have sevens, you have fives, you have king seven, you have king five, you have ace five, you have ace seven, all in your range. So you're pretty well protected. Kind of why I like stabbing small. Versus 22 bigs. Anybody three betting, calling, or what? What do you guys think?
I think it probably calls, but to be honest, I'm gonna fold sometimes.
Shut your ass
Yeah,
up.
22.
I am.
Never folding.
No, it's not going.
Please don't show me a fold.
Probably.
I'm scared.
It's not gonna fold, but I do.
Now you're scaring me. I know, but we can't be here like, I know, I mean, we're here trying to help each other, and I don't think it's a good fold.
Hijack. Hijack or low jack?
No, he's in a low jack.
Low jack.
You ain't Sheesh. I see you, Kepster.
So like, I don't know. I mean, I don't know how to adjust my range for all the multiple different stack sizes. There's a couple behind me. There's some squeeze stacks behind. Like, I don't know like how valuable just calling flatting with this hand is. I can't call a raise if someone squeezes, but that's whatever. We're only
Well,
putting two big blinds in, I
How about
get it.
this? And you also take into consideration your utility in the moment. Calling two bigs out of 88 and somebody squeezing, who cares? They have it. Take
Right.
it. Take
Right.
it, you filthy animal, and move on. Like, it doesn't
Right.
affect you at all. Like, I still think there's a lot of value in just still probably playing these. I'll probably be in here ace four. These are for easy folds. Ace two.
Yeah, I
ace
mean, I'm
three.
definitely in there with
Ace
the
six,
ace
ace
five.
seven.
And then-
Yeah, ace nine, you got to be in there for sure. I
Probably.
thought I would. I hate ace six and ace seven too, dude, and ace two and ace three. So I probably would be in there at ace four, to be honest with you. So
0.1.
I think you just bet small when he checks. You're in position. I think it's typically just a small C bet.
dude, this is fine. Are we gonna like let's
Probe
see.
about 55% of the time. I think it's small.
You're looking at your entire range. I
I
have
mean,
top that's vulnerable. Like the shit's getting in. So he has 20 low jack. We call in the cutoff.
And if he has any of this board, he's supposed to
5-8-5.
just go with it with his chip stack.
No, I think he's checking a lot. Right. I mean, especially if this
Yeah, but-
doesn't connect with this opening range.
But whether you bet 2 or 3,
Oh, I see what you're saying.
I don't think it's gonna matter since he's so short. He's either gonna go with it or fold it.
Check. EV is the same,
60%
but
we bet. Yeah, it's small. I figured 55% of our range floats there with a bet, so.
what is the 3-1 reserved for? Like kings? Like, just, you're not even doing it there. Okay. So just a slightly smaller bet here and run it. Because we're not gonna really influence his continuing range or not. He's not like gonna float with king, jack, king, queen, some of these offsuit hands or whatever. He's just gonna run it with his overpairs, his ace 6, 9, 4, all that kind of stuff, and his flush draw. So, yep, good point.
You get to do it with ace five, ace seven, and it's like all your. bluffs are
Yeah,
just
I mean, his shit with equity, he has to realize it. Ah. All right, I'm out of there when he calls.
If he calls.
Floating, yeah. I think I'm floating if the player in the backseat doesn't call.
Ace
Yep.
nine, this guy's in there with ace nine.
Flatting it. Yeah, this is what
Yeah.
you're, yep.
See, they're deep. They think they can play more hands when they should actually be probably playing a little bit tighter. Or better better classes of hands than ace nine. Or suited stuff.
I'm gonna
Yeah,
put this-
multi-way, I went that. 2 overs, 1 back door. 2 back doors.
What up, guys? We're
Bet.
reviewing the 162, 150K on ignition with the
One back
PC
door.
steady group. Let's go. All right, sorry. Go there. Fold. Yep. Out of there.
I have to leave in a minute. Where do I go to look at the replay?
Toe's recording it right now and he puts it in the study. Yeah, let me see if I can just. pull
In
up the room.
Discord?
He
Yeah, no
posted it in
replays.
the study group. Today he did anyway. Now it's on YouTube.
Yeah.
Oh, it's on YouTube.
The replays, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
I didn't know that. Oh,
It should be
well,
on both.
join that there.
See that.
So this guy's a station to your left. I'm gonna chart, yeah. He's got a king eye bet. I guess not. Yeah, he does. And he got scared on the river.
A weird spot for him to get scared, right? Station. Yeah, I mean, I played my hand perfectly there. There's no need to bet on turn. Our hand just turns to a showdown value hand at this point. Can't get multiple streets. We bet, we get worse to call. Worse to fold and better to call, right? With that. Get in. Check raise. Good. My sizing good? This is small as hell.
Yeah, you should probably go like.
It's 2-5.
Close to 7, 6.5, 7 probably.
Really?
3.5x, you're out of position.
No, I mean, well,
No, you do-
either you go 2.5x for your check raises in a lot of
should-
these spots.
I
You
go
should-
larger out of position and smaller in position. And I think 3.5x
Kat.
is the small
Hold on.
size out of position. I think your big size is like 5 or 6.
All right, who
You
else
should-
was trying to say something?
You should do it based on the size of the pot. After your
That's
call,
the
the pot will be 9 big blinds. So maybe raise it to 6, maybe. For 2/3 pot bet.
Yeah, you're right. We should go by percentage of pocket. Sometimes they put one big blind and you gotta go even bigger. But yeah, generally when they make a normal bet size, I go 3.5, 3.5 out of position for my small bet and then like 5 or 6 for my big check raise size. And in position,
I
I use
think-
smaller.
I think we don't have small check raises in like 50 deep.
We do, and we do. Right here.
We do?
Yes. You got, I mean, I play with the solver all day, like some days, like I've been doing this for weeks, months, years. We certainly, you have a lot of 2.5x check raises. Guys, it's not always just based on the solver.
No.
likes to bet smaller.
What I was saying, I wasn't saying we don't have 2.5x check
Oh,
raises. What I said was I haven't seen them in like 50 big blinds. I think like it's more of a thing like
when you're
20
shallower,
big blinds, 25. Yeah, that's
30.
where we see like, yeah.
But it does, no, it actually still does utilize them even up to 60, I would say, in some situations where they're just c-betting range, especially on paired boards. You're not gonna want to always go 4x, 3x check raises when they're c-betting range, and you can just go 2.5x.
Mhm.
And we
Yeah,
can look
yeah,
at
sure.
that, you know.
That's 2.8.
You know, and it goes, I mean, yeah, and it's this is what 2.8.
Yeah, that's
and that
really,
went too
that's
small.
pretty,
It also
that's
could,
pretty good.
Wait a minute, one at a
That's
time,
pretty good
guys.
point. That's pretty good point. When opponents are c-betting range, and let's say like we have a value hand, like it's really good because then we won't blow them off. We keep their range much weaker with the
Mhm.
smaller check raises, and they will just call, and they probably just even have to call in many instances.
Yeah, they meet MDF, right? They're going to be calling like at least
Yeah.
75%. They would need to call 75% of the time in those cases when we use that size to not get exploited.
Yeah.
And people get exploited because they overfold. And then when they do call, they have to pay when we have the value
Yeah.
portion of their range. And we keep it wider.
That's a pretty interesting point.
Yeah, and we'll, I
Yeah.
mean, and we'll look at an example, I mean, because this is a, you know, we're here to have the study group. And right after that, for a paired board at this stack depth to validate what I'm saying as well. So who else was talking? I had a point to make.
well, I was gonna ask, is it based on the board run out because it's so good for the big blind range and not as good for the cutoff range that the sizing is smaller?
Let's see a paired board, 8, 8, 8, 8, 5. So we go back, big blind checks, and then cut off. And then we'll look at the size. So they're still c-betting a very large portion of their range here on this paired board. And it uses primarily this 2.8 size. And it's on, I mean, I've
And
seen
that's like
solves
50,
where it goes.
that's like 50 deep, right? Yeah.
Yeah, this is 50. This is 50 as
Yeah,
well.
yeah.
Like you're only using this. So be aware, like a lot of these paired boards specifically, you don't think about percentage of the pot. You don't think about any of that. Your check raise is always going to be just small on paired boards. You don't really need to go larger. So just to make that point and maybe fix a leak if somebody has a 4x check raise on a paired board, it's not a thing. And it has nothing to do with being, let's look at 100.
Yeah, can you look just to see one other point in that? Can you take ace 7-3 there?
Ace 7-3.
7-3, yeah.
Yep, I'll do that here in a moment. So big blind checks. We have some leads there, of course. Once again, they're actually checking 6% more, so a bit more. So I wonder, since they're checking more, if that matters or if we're still just using a small size, still only using a small size at 100. Okay. Yeah, so we do incorporate, and I think it's more of a function of the dynamicness of the board, and when ranges change going to turns, depending on where you're at with your check raising range. If that makes more sense. So if let's see, let's say a standard's 5. What if it's 9-8-5? You want to check raise. Now you just only go gigantic for your check raise.
Yeah.
On this board, right? Because the range, things are going to change a lot on a lot of different, like you have the nuts now, or very strong hands now. You have flopped the nuts and you put them in hell, but going into the turn and stuff like that, that's going to change where your equity is going to shift and when it's a king. But yeah, somebody had another question or a board they wanted to see before we kept moving on here.
Yeah, I wanted to see like ace 7-3. The reason I was asking this was like just the late position is c-betting kind of range in this one too, and I know that the bluffs come from like the bottomish portion that people usually don't use, but I know it. but see what would be the check raises on the big line here.
So since you're check raising so infrequently and it's pretty polar, it's probably just want you to go big here.
That's at 100. If you go
and
down
this is
to
100.
Yeah, if you go down to like 50, it's going to be a lot more small bets again.
Yeah, it's gonna go back to that small. Yeah, let's look at that.
Can you check the 51? That would be
yes, sir. And do you want the open from the cutoff button?
Yeah, take the cutoff since people.
This is gonna be like a range and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So ace 7, and then we have the 3.
Yeah.
Then yeah, of course we're checking range. whoa, this one is actually, here you go. So, and it prefers them to, let's see, they go 20. And then we're up the bet size. I wonder if it's going to want to lose slightly large, not small. But relative to 1.2, this is
that's very-
3.5x.
Yeah, it's
But
a
this is
little bit bigger.
3.5x of their bet, right?
Yeah,
So, but if
so
they use this,
If they use 2, it's gonna drop down a little bit.
to 5, so it's still using this bet size, even at 50. So all the, like, I always try to be like 2 point, and this is actually 2.8, right? Or 2 point, yeah, it's like 2.75.
2.8.
Yeah, 2.8.
That's very, 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 very good analysis here. That's yeah, that's very interesting.
Yeah, and I think people have a leak of just wanting to just go too big in these spots especially when they're just c-betting a lot of their range. We really want to utilize a lot of fold equity when we have some of these draw type hands and be able to realize our equity and keep their range
the thing is,
wide,
Their range, yeah, exactly. Their range is when they're betting range, they have their whole range in. So they have so much air that there's no point to raise like large sizing.
Yeah, no. And then, given that the games you're playing in, people are still going to be capable of c-betting range and c-betting wide, but they're going to overfold to these c-bets now.
Yeah.
I mean, these check
exactly.
raises. And that's why you want to, I'm going to use every single one of my gut shots, flush draws, and straight draws, like in this spot. I mean, most of them versus this size.
Yeah, that makes sense. Thank you.
No problem. So versus 2 here at 60, we must be pip. Anyone want to 3-bet? What do you guys think at this stack depth? You think it's pure call?
I like a call here.
Yeah.
I think on the button, yeah, it likes the solver likes calling, but I think 3-betting is
3-betting's fine, but
bad. It's not bad, but yeah, I think in these situations, I would just think how much do I want small blind and big blind with me?
I think this is a situation where he can certainly squeeze at some frequency here, right? And we also would helps us to think about, like, what if these guys both have 15 bigs here? Does that change? Or if we're all like 60 bigs deep, does that make you want to 3-bet it a little bit more? So let's go ahead and take a look at the baseline versus low jack at, let's just say 40 effective, and see if it's pure call. I feel like it is, but maybe it wants to mix, right? Like, whoops.
Yeah, it's gonna mix some.
Well,
Yeah, low jack, raise 2.3.
I think the 3-bets come from a bit lower port.
I think
No?
it blocks some of the lower portion of the range.
Yeah.
That we want to, it mixes a little bit here. See, this is
Yeah.
this is good. And its actual
I-
frequency is like 20%. It's 3-betting.
Quick question about the short stacking the big blind. I mean, you
Yes.
can easily squeeze with this wide range. Should that reduce our frequency of 3-betting with kind of these semi books?
I think yes, because we're gonna have to show down a little bit more, right? He's just gonna show up with the range of hands that he's gonna need to show up, get in more. So we're gonna be 3-betting, committing to run it versus them, or is there the thought of you wanting to 3-bet and really condense their actual squeezing range to just the nuts? And these are good questions and discussions to have, right? Like, do you personally think it's better to call when you have 2 guys that are going to jam on you in this spot? Or do you think it's going to be better to 3-bet? I think it's personally better to call because this player should be aware that he's opening into more jam stacks, right? So his range should inherently be stronger as well.
And his stats are kind of tight to start with.
I mean, yeah, these are small sample sizes, and I probably 10 tables, and my HUD doesn't always act up and configure right, so I don't even know if I'm looking at this in game always.
Yeah, I think I take the more conservative line. I'm definitely going to play this, but I'm going to 3-bet as a semi bluff less with shoving stacks behind.
Well,
like
Absolutely.
If you commit yourself where you know they're only going to raise premiums, can you still fold?
No. I mean, you're pot commit. If you say the word pot, you pot commit yourself, like, no.
The problem with that thinking is like it ignores pot odds. You just have to call because of the pot odds already.
Yeah,
So there's no
like your
there's
pot
no folding.
odds.
There's no
Yeah.
folding.
Just call.
Okay,
Yep.
Like it doesn't matter if they have a stronger range than your range. What matters is like you're winning a portion of the time that you have to win, and if that makes it up, it doesn't matter that they have a better hand.
No, it doesn't. Yeah, your range is going to be doing fine versus portions of their range. Their ace kings, their ace queens. You know, you're going to be getting like 40% equity, and you 3-bet with the money in the pot. You're going to be getting more than a good enough price to just never fold. So yeah, I mean, it's interesting. I normally just take a more conservative line when at this shallower stack sitting here because I interpret the opener perception of the situation to realize they should be getting jammed on more. Therefore, their range may slightly condense in these spots with more rejam stacks. But if we're all a little bit deeper and I think he wants to mix it up, then I want to mix it up a little bit too as well when he doesn't have that risk of getting jammed on. So yeah, I'm gonna quarter it in the backseat. I don't know. I feel like when I check, I just lose the hand a lot. Could have the best of it. Still have a gut shot, some other equity. What do you guys think here? Is it just check, give up land, or is there any merit to trying to make a single spade hand full, bet small to realize the equity, get to river? What do you guys think?
I think if we ever bet this, I would only bet very small.
Yeah.
Because then we can get like maybe he has like 9-3 that is still calling, but like I think he jams most of the aces, so the ace is not so relevant, even though he still has some for sure the suited portion a lot. So yeah, I mean check is good, and if bet, I think only very small.
Yeah, and I think this size is a hair too big. I think I went 30, but I actually want to be at like 25% because it still is enough to create an SPR where we're putting his stack at risk in the river. And if I had the nuts here and I wanted to create an SPR to get in, I would still be able to go very small. And maybe I was thinking this is just going to create a reasonable SPR to put his stack at risk, get called by single spade hands that maybe he didn't jam with. Although looking back at the situation now, I think the ace, almost any of his high spades should maybe check jam, given this, but maybe these people don't do that. And then, whoa, I follow through.
So you're targeting a queen, apparently.
I'm trying to make a queen fold and feel like I don't have much showdown value when he calls.
Puffing the
turn.
hopium.
Not horrible. I mean, it's
You know,
only
I
15 bigs.
guess in game, I just said, you know, at this point, I feel like he has
Yeah.
a single pair of queen X or something, or a better 9X, and my hand doesn't have showdown value anymore, really, to me. But my range
Maybe
could still
missed
have a
a
lot of
spade draw.
nuts and a lot of strong hands, and he can miss a
Yeah.
single spade draw, right? So
Yeah,
I think
if
at
you-
this point, I thought I would win the pot very little at the time.
Sixes, are you also maybe close to the money? You're close to the bubble at this point?
I don't like it though.
I
here.
don't either. I was surprised.
Mm-hmm.
I was actually surprised to see this. I thought I was just gonna check because we win the pot sometimes, right? Like,
yeah.
Yeah,
no, hell no, we're not close to this money. Nope. Yeah. So
It's
let's
like
watch
also
me
we
get
beat
snapped off by
all
the
the
nuts that slow play. Oh,
yeah, we beat all the one spade hands also. So yeah, it's
we already beat the one spade hands. I swear in game, I probably was thinking like I'm still gonna be losing to like Jack 9, King 9 hands like that at some frequency. Maybe I do make a queen, some of his weak queens indifferent to folding. And obviously I'm still winning the pot versus single spade hands, but I kind of wanted to book a win and thought I would make him overfold a lot.
Queens are
In like
hated
his
most.
9, you know.
Queens
A
are
queen
hated.
X.
I'm
yeah,
folding
I
fucking-
understand.
I'm
Yeah,
folding
the
the
point,
queen.
the point is okay, but the problem is like if we're doing with the
Showdown
9,
value
10 of
hands.
hearts here, yeah, we are over bluffing so much here. So I think
course.
it's better to do like if you have one spade here, like
So I was just
I'm
gonna say,
blocking.
yeah. Like 9 with a 10 of spades or something would probably be better to turn this into a bluff with.
Yeah, I think I'm not super. I'm in one way, I'm kind of glad to see things like this. I think it's good to have like this and to do sometimes. Like I was actually shocked I did this. I don't remember doing this, but
Cool spot.
yeah, it is. I decided to merge my showdown value range and turn it into a bluff. That's pretty much
Yeah,
what
I
did.
like it. I never do this, and I need to start doing it. It's especially against a big blind range. It's a
Yeah,
good
it's
play.
just merging.
Yeah.
It's gonna put him in, it's gonna put some queens in actual hell. But I think I actually just probably won the hand without needing to do this often enough, where the risk is like Mr. Romano was saying, using other portions of my range. But I'll tell you what, I'm not gonna miss the other portions of my range either. So it works. There folds. Take. Ugh. Complete or not?
I'm out.
Kev, I'm not asking you anymore. Anytime there's a slot
Yeah,
like this.
60, 90. Yeah, it should be fold. It should be fold.
Yeah, I did. 10-8, 10-9. What's the bottom? What's the bottom?
I mean,
10-9 for
versus
me. 10-8.
Three, there should be three pretty strong ranges. Like I'm not even playing 10-9.
I'm flopping it straight. I don't know.
I
What do
mean,
you guys think? Is
I'm
it?
playing 10-9 suited and 10-8 suited.
This is kind of interesting. Can we show the call ranges?
I don't think
I
it's going to
think-
even have this spot.
Because nobody's gonna. It's not gonna allow. The solver would never. This would probably never call something here, huh? Like.
Yeah, it's not gonna,
Yeah,
too many-
it's not gonna be there.
So here's the
I know,
thing, you
let's
you
try.
flop, there's a 10 high flop, chips going to some under the gun or the second position bets and the other guy calls and now you're sitting there with a 10. Like.
Here
with
you go. Wait a minute.
No kicker and you hate it.
Well. This shows you enough. This is practically this spot. I mean,
Close enough, yeah.
Close enough.
Yeah,
Your
you
range
get-
is tight as hell. I'm griefing this spot because some of these are. I mean, I can't imagine folding like 9-6, queen 7.
Queen 7. Eesh.
So
Yeesh.
I've looked at multi-way spots previously, and like it's
50-50.
the thing with these is like when we are the first thing when I looked this hand that you showed, I was looking at the stack sizes like and everything changes like when stacks are over 50 big blinds. When we're like less than 50, there are still some of these like calls that we usually have. But when we go like over 50, we start to fold a lot of like the suited portion of the junk and stuff. Like it's all gone there.
Because I think we're shallow enough to realize enough equity to go broke with.
Yeah.
With some of our top pairs and our 2 pairs and stuff like that. And we can
If-
actually just get the money in.
If you
And
notice
it's
one
also
thing
like
about that,
it doesn't like two gappers so much there. It's like if you want to call the offset portion of the range, you take like the 9-8 and 7-6 and stuff like then you can still like have them because you can still flop the very good nuts with them. But yeah, it's generally see here is very, very nicely shown this one too.
Yep.
Wow.
And this is yeah, we should have probably been studying this. This is tight as hell. I mean, I'm making like we're just folding. This is at 50 and this is under the gun, then +1. And we don't even have the third guy in there. So it would tighten up even more.
Yeah,
Probably
If
closer to
you-
the other range.
If you fold under the gun and have low jack call, you can then have later positions call.
Oh, I see what you're saying. So
So
let's
have
see.
low jack or hijack call, then you can have.
Mamma mia, there's that range again. This is, I mean, ace
Before you-
10-0, not even flicking.
before you move on, I just wanted to point out, like, if you notice, you get to play a lot of this suited stuff that's under all of their calling and opening ranges. This, like, I can't see real good, but it's the 8-6, 8-5,
Oops, sorry.
7-6, 7-5, 7-4, 7-3, like, because you're just playing other ends of the board there. They're really, they're the hands you want to be in there with.
Yeah, this is a very good point by Kep. Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah, we're not gonna be in there with hands like the Queen X, the Jack X, the 10X that are gonna have us dominated.
Yeah.
The Ace and King X obviously make the nuts way too often to be folded. But yeah, I'm kind of surprised to see it so indifferent with like Queen 8.
Yeah,
being
it's like
folded.
you have to imagine that in a tournament multi-way, it's more like cash game.
Yeah, and we were studying cash in the cash group this week, and guys that were in the cash game study group this week, you see how tight we have to play to opens in that. So this is kind of reminiscent of that as well. But yeah, very good point. very good spot to look at. I even learned something. I mean, king 10 not flicking. Okay.
Yeah, some of those broadways, I would have just automatically flicked the chip in.
Me too, man. I'm like literally sitting here looking at like ace 10, queen, jack. Like I probably have never not at like 50 bigs not threw in the money, ever.
Can you show the EV between ace 10 and queen jack? Let's see.
Strategy plus EV. Oh, I mean, negative two, like, oh my God, 2/10 of a big. The queen jack is losing less. The ace 10 is losing more.
Wow, ace 10 is losing more than.
Look at 6-4 suited.
Holy shit. 6-4 suited is printing, dude.
Compared to that.
This stuff is printing.
Yeah.
I mean, 8-5 suited compared to like queen 8 suited is losing. This is the stuff. This one is messing me up.
I have to
anything.
I have to say, just the knowledge I'm getting from this hand alone is worth today's study.
Good, man. I'm glad you're enjoying it. I'm getting better as well. This is what this is about. I think this group is going to have guys winning 5-6 figures on the reg. It's going to happen. There's a lot of dedicated, hardworking players in here, and we're learning and working hard.
Just a question.
Yes.
Sorry, Stephen.
No problem, man.
Are the lower suited connectors worth so much EV just because of board coverage? And obviously they have implied odds because they can get nutted. But it is interesting how.
It's because the other 3 players don't have any of those hands.
Yeah, we've got board coverage with those, right? So I mean,
Yeah,
we
we
got
have
2 pairs out there.
We're not
gonna-
sharing any cards really.
Yeah.
We're gonna hit 2 pairs straight. I mean, it's fun. Yeah, this is very good. I'm gonna save a lot of money.
So when you
It's
make a good
definitely
hand, it's
missed-
usually gonna be the best hand a lot.
I'll be honest, I was
Definitely
like
missed those
throwing
lower suited
in.
connectors.
God, I was losing 2. I was just flicking with like this.
Yeah.
All these, this region, this sometimes 9,
Yeah.
10. I'm not gonna lie, like
They seemed
all
automatic.
all the suited queens, I would get shook with like some of these. I'm probably folding the suited deuces. This Motown's in there. Yep. So bad. 6-4 off is better than all those hands.
Can you take the same situation and put it into 30 big blinds?
Yes. So we
So
have.
then we see how
I think
the
it's
how
gonna
the
be
stuff
similar,
like
but you're
changes.
gonna call all your suited stuff probably.
Might cap.
Or except maybe like some of the 2s and 3s, like the 8-3 might fold suited, 9-2 suited, shit like that. Nope.
Oh, now these are in there, but ace 10's in
Yeah,
there. So this is
exactly.
later position and shallower. We're just not folding a suited one this time.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And also
Yeah,
with
Go ahead.
the ace 10, king 10, stuff like that, if you make top pair now with the shorter stacks, it's not as hard of a decision.
Yes, good point. And they have like, yeah, so at shallow. So when we get 30 and shallower, we can be a little bit more lax, but still be very conservative with the offsuit stuff. Multi-way offsuit garbage completing in a big blind, bad. Very bad.
And can you put it to 40?
40? Sure.
Yeah,
And we'll go.
that's the most relevant one, I think.
We can't solve these, but just because you're playing king 10 off, I'm not certain we stack off with it when chips are going in, when there's a C bet call ahead of us or rate, like C bet raise, like. You're
Oh,
just
yeah,
sitting
no. But
there.
if
Like, and I
it's,
don't know that I'm capable of doing that, so it's better for me not to even play them, probably. The real
What were you
marginal offsuit stuff.
What are we saying, Joey?
yeah, I was agreeing with Ken, but if it's bet, fold, then king 10 almost plays itself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
I
I'm
think
sorry.
the thing is also like sometimes it's very good to watch the EVs and like if the solver has it like 0.01, like you're probably not playing as good as the solver, so it's probably a minus EV call for you, so you can just
Well,
fold.
but your opponents are playing significantly worse than the solver with wider range than the solver. So some of these, that's why I think some of these suited queen 8 versus the $20 population when they min rate, I just can't imagine folding. Like it seems ridiculous as hell when the way some of these people play to just not get in there, because this is versus the solver, right, Mr. Romano? Like it's playing against itself, who's also like has perfect ranges and perfect players. Like given if your opponents are tighter or looser, I think that should matter. But overall, they're going to use bad bet size and they're not going to be as good as the solver. So a few of these hands can probably get played like some of the closer EV spots. But I do agree, like the offsuit stuff should just be folding. It's all
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
because
from the
Makes your
4D,
life
we
easier.
we also see that that from the 4D it starts to like starts to fold these 5 portions here in the suited side.
Yeah. Oh,
And
the
in 30,
over here.
in 30 they were in, and like in 40 they start to like go off from here.
go out. Yeah.
Yeah.
And you also have to remember, you put the, an opening raise at a later position too than under the gun.
Right. I mean,
Yeah.
like these guys are, and then you're going to see just a min raise, right? That's going to change things. And if the guys are playing poorly. So, but I think just, we shouldn't be trying to mimic this precisely. You don't want to go to games. So I should be folding queen 8 suited, in that spot because A, your opponents aren't going to play as well as the solver. B, you're like, the price is probably going to be different. They're going to probably use a smaller size and min raise, right? This is 2.3 and stuff like that. So I don't know.
I play most live dailies and I actually play tighter than the ranges because of the players.
Yeah, you're gonna be multi-way every time. I'm going to play. I played live last week, and I was putting on my Instagram story. There was 5-way limp pots. Like at the end of the day, it's like 1K, 2K. The average stack is 30 bigs, 40 bigs, and we still got 5-way limp pots happening. How?
And you still have people opening 4x.
4x, 3x. Like, yeah, it's just, I mean, so
10x.
yeah.
3-betting 4-backs in position,
Ooh.
shit like that.
Well, okay. What do you guys think about this?
Yeah, it's a jam.
I rip it.
Yeah, I rip. Yeah.
I was hoping I didn't spoil it, but you guys already seen it. Rip every time. I mean, I didn't. Let me see. Is this just a pure rip? What do you guys
Yeah,
think? Before I
It
look?
should be.
Pure. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I probably just
Yeah,
noticed
even
intuitively. Yeah.
At 35, it's
Rip.
mostly a rip. At 40, I believe it's still. Yeah, I think until you get to 50, I think you can rip it.
Oh, it feels so crazy. To rip
50 probably splits almost 50-50 even.
Yeah. Let's check my man's work. He has that tool as well. He knows. All in at 50. God damn! Wait a minute, that can't.
Wait, no, you clicked it wrong.
I clicked big blind. Okay, so at 50, it's mixing.
Oh, okay, mixing.
It's 40. Yeah, so 50, it's
40
mixing.
rips.
There's no
50
all
doesn't.
in.
Okay.
There's no rips at 50. Cool. The
Then we
rips
get
stop
to-
here.
Yeah. Okay.
So just a quick look so we can make sure 7s, 8s. I probably grief jam 9 sometimes. 9's a 3-bet, 10's 3-bet. Calling in this and see this A7, A6. Just fold.
I just eliminate those and move it over to
Ace
full
8,
rip
Ace
6s.
9. Yeah. He's got 16 bigs.
Oh.
We got a call, right?
Yeah, I'm folding.
Oh, wow, I did fold.
I
He got
think to-
16 bigs. I mean, a 16 behind and he full 3Xs.
Yeah, I'm out.
Sure. I can't have kept answering first every time because he's the net. He's only going to agree with the nitty option. Anybody just defending this? I think I should be personally.
I think this hand is built a lot on making
I don't
flushes. There's not as many implied odds against a short stack.
Yeah, maybe it's just a good fold. I'm trying to be more nitty. I mean, I'm more of a loose aggressive and always trying to play a lot of pots.
So he should be going 2x. You should be probably 4 pips tighter here than your normal range.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I did happen to find this one. I can't say I would. I was confident I was going to do it. I don't always fold there, even versus this, and it's probably
Yeah, I mean, because if he min raises, we defend every
Mhm.
suited hand. So,
Yeah, I'm for sure.
but yeah,
with a stab turn. A lot of turns, maybe you want to find a stab. This card very good for that range. A lot of hands are gonna be continue, easy to just check him out, in my opinion. Whoa. Oh, he just jams. No way. Called off with worse. Whew.
Oh,
No, get me out. There's no flatting here. I mean, there's
Well,
just no playing king queen to this.
I didn't see that the under the gun opened.
I need to see. I
under
mean,
the gun open
I-
at 17.
I don't have a flatting
Yeah,
with this.
yeah, no, that's if he's opening at 17, you're just out.
Yeah, I'm fucking never flatting ever. I was about to say, I was thinking about mine. I was like, do I have an actual flatting range? I was about to say, fuck no. I'd be shook and kind of miss this sometimes, like miss some of these, bro. Like this
Oh, yeah.
rate, like we got to be getting closer to the money here. It's five. Oh no, it's only 500.
No, your average stack is 15K. So
It's fucking nothing. GG.
Sorry.
Nope. This range is that's. I mean, we're gonna exploit. No 30 in calls here, or do we? Nope. Not from here.
I fold.
Fold here.
yeah, that
On the
probably
button. 17 open this. I think, I mean, we can't really manufacture it for a
Right.
17, but let's manufacture it for best case scenario, right? Is when we all have 60 bigs. Do you even flat then? Right? I think that's a reasonable question.
But at 60, I think you might.
At 60, I think I would.
Okay, maybe I'm kind of curious if the solver would. Like, I don't think I would either, but let me see. So low jack calls, and it's fucking out of there.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's out of there. This is a tight ass range. Set mines, squeeze nines. Mostly, I mean, you guys know you're flatting here with 8s, 9s. It's actually raising 9s more than 10s. That's kind of interesting. Jacks plus, ace jack mixing. Let's see what this percentage is here. 63% of the time, even folding your ace jacks at 60 bigs. So at 20 bigs, you can bet you get whatever it is, 25 bigs, it's 100% of fold.
Yeah, they're just too early.
Yep. I think this is this has to be a defend. This is too fun. You got to defend offsuit, queen 5 off, all your suited, all your offsuit kings, and then jack. It might be queen 4 off plus. This is bad. And he only goes 2x. So bad at the game. Oh, let's see. He only goes 2x though. So I actually thought it would be a defend. A6 even folding to this. Okay,
Yeah, I
good
don't
fold.
think he's gonna be in hijack.
Yeah, he has to come from a wider range, right? than
Yeah,
that.
even like hijack, we're gonna fold queen 4. So
Got punished. This raise 100%. This raise.
I don't think that's in there.
No, but I mean, even if it's not, it's good to check our. I'm
Queen-
obsessive
queen's-
check for my work.
Queen
like-
set, queen 6 might be in there.
Yeah, it probably is. This is at 40 and we are
Hijack, I'm folding.
It's close. I just got 3-bet. These guys look aggressive. I mean, I do think if I was playing against weaker opponents, they would have to be very weak, and I had a bunch of chips I would open. But is this so dry you want to call, or is it check raise? I'm indifferent, and I wanted to run this. I know I haven't marked.
Well, I'm gonna raise some kings too. Yeah, there's not a lot of, I mean, I think you're pretty deep. I think you can just call this, I guess, most of the time.
I mean, I check raise.
I think we want to, I think we want to check raise deeper and call shorter.
It's like he said, like, I'm struggling to find bluffs here. I'm gonna have some like as bluffs, like I'm gonna wanna raise fold. I can't think of any I really wanna raise call. Except like,
What did I do?
maybe some of my like 10 jack, queen 10, queen jack with backdoor flushes and all. Maybe I put them up to 9 suited with the set.
What the fuck do you mean there's no solution? We're at 40 bigs. Heads up. What did I break? Okay, we're at 40 bigs.
Try refreshing it if it's not working. So
I'm just gonna refresh it now because yeah, that was just a heads up spot. 2, 3. Uh-oh. That did that by itself. We called. We might be yee.
Maybe the 9 said.
I think
nine,
it's-
in the 4s call maybe.
Updating. It's broken. It has to be. But if we did,
Yeah,
a
I just
different
ran it on
setup,
my end and it's the same thing.
It's yeah. So the whole thing's just down or
Yeah,
something.
no solution for this spot.
Yeah.
Maybe you just reboot it.
either
Pretty
that or
hard
there might be a maintenance.
Yeah. They seem to have maintenance around this time of the day as well. Don't you know, as poker players don't have jobs, and this is when we
They
study.
usually announce it in the Discord.
Oh, this one's working at 35. No, it's not. Oh, it is. BB check, they bet range. Let's just say 33. Pure
Just
call.
call.
Oh, so I had it backwards. I had the 4s calling and the 9s.
Ah, damn it. I did check raise this too. Ugh. It's so dry. We just have 2 pair and shit. What do we check raise there? Just to be clear. 2 pair. The set's just too good. I mean, we do check raise a fair amount.
Set of
but-
4s raise.
Our top kings, our
The
set of fours, bottom four, bottom set.
That's what I split my sets, but I split them backwards.
Yeah, no, it's better to do it this way.
I know. Oh, it's
But yeah,
unblocking because he has 9x in his opening range. It would continue.
yeah.
right?
So that's so it's
So dumb. It's fine.
Ken,
we're
I,
gonna bet the set of 4s because he still has more kings and 9s.
All right.
Ken, I think when they do split sets, I think they start from the bottom up,
Correct.
Yeah,
almost
yeah.
the solvers.
I was gonna
Yeah.
ask that. Does solver like, raising?
Easy fold, right?
Bottom
I
sets.
mean, so this brings up our, oh, I'm sorry, go ahead. Yeah, the solver usually will check raise the bottom sets because it unblocks the middling middle pairs, that they can have that they need to call with, and then top pairs and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So strong.
So this, fold this.
Well, no, it's just an interesting discussion because we normally get stuck looking at the solver where we're looking at static stack sizes given our opening ranges. In real life, when we get deep in tournaments, you might have 40, you might be 40 effective with 1 or 2, 3 players at the table. Then you have a lot of these kind of stacks to kind of influence your ranges, right? So with that being said, given, yes, I'm going to condense and fold this, where does it end? Are you guys opening, are you still going to open a hand like King Jack off here? Do you have a raise fold range here? Like, how do you guys feel about this spot? We'll go one at a time.
I do have a raise fold and I'm gonna open queen 10 suited here. Maybe queen 9 sometimes.
And then fold.
I
to
open
who?
queen nine. Queen nine's definitely folding. Queen 10, I'm gonna call the 9 big blinds for sure.
I think,
Yeah.
I mean, you know,
Go ahead,
cause
Paul.
the short stacks are so possible to shove, like you wanna be blocking there.
I'm
kinda
opening
some
my
of the, you know,
king
like,
Wait,
10.
Paul,
he-
Cap, you
yeah.
can't cut him off, buddy.
Sorry.
No, but he was on the right point, like.
I know he was on a good point, but you were talking.
You know, king, I would go ahead and king 10 suited blocking the, you know, the ace king. The queen is good, but I mean, I like the king a little bit more. You don't want to, I mean, I don't know, maybe I play a little bit too tighter when I'm facing like short stacks, waiting to act kind of thing. But yeah, that's my thought process in tournaments. Maybe play a little
Right.
bit tighter.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I was still gonna open some of my offsuit kings because of the blocker effect. Yeah, like king, jack, king 10.
Important
Yeah.
fact for me is, oh, go ahead. Who else had another point they wanted to make?
No, that was still me talking. I mean,
No, I think Mr. Romano's waiting.
No, I think that was me.
Joey. Oh, go ahead, Joey.
I'm not 100% sure what the solver would do, but in my games, I can really definitely have a raise fold range.
And what would it look like in a situation like this, particularly, specifically this spot? What would you raise and fold versus these stats? I can't think of a single hand.
Well, I play in a game where they don't 3-bet enough. So
No,
I
but
can,
these guys are all in and you're committed when you open. So I don't, what hand would you be able to open? And then they go all in, you would say fold when you have 12, 8.
oh yeah, not to the 12 or the 8.
Or, I mean,
But
you have a
the-
raise fold to 13?
Nah,
That's what I'm saying. So I'm curious if anyone's
like
just
the
gonna.
20,
Alright,
the
so-
24 or 32, yeah.
So like I could open fold some of my weak suited aces. A hand like king 9 suited.
No, you can't.
This is what I'm thinking here. I'm thinking, do you want to go ahead, Mr. Keep?
10-9 suited. I'm not gonna really open many of my suited connectors because I know I'm gonna face a rejam a lot. I'm still gonna open most of my pairs, so I might fold like.
I don't think any of the
pocket
hands you're
fours, pocket
reason.
fives.
Okay, I don't want to spend too much time here because it's just kind of the point I'm making is I don't think any of the hands that you even said, a suited ace, I don't think you're raise folding to any of these 12 or 13 big stacks with anything you're opening. So if we take that into consideration and we tighten up our range to that, you know, like I think maybe we don't get to like I was kind of considering if maybe we can open here, but I would think I would almost need to raise call this, and maybe this would be a good candidate. Maybe our suited 8s and some of our suited 9s are good candidates. Jack 9 suited still open it, so we have a range of hands we can actually be able to raise and fold. Like, but I personally would probably raise call this and be struggling. And I would raise call Jack 10, so Jack 9. In these spots. And I was just curious how you guys constructed your ranges in these spots.
If you want to send copy and send me the raw hand history, I can run it on HRC and circle back to it later. So we could actually see the solution and what our range might look like and what, if it has any raise folds.
Yeah, I think because this is very interesting and I think it comes up and I know a lot of people are playing it incorrectly. Like I don't want to play too tight. You don't want to omit hands from your opening ranges in these spots, right? So you're missing spots, but you also don't want to be too spewy as well and open hands that are just doing poorly versus 3 rejam stacks. So these are interesting equations where you know the raise call, like whatever hands you know are good enough to raise and call, but am I overfolding by folding this? You know, because it's
The way I
enough.
look at this hand is that, sorry, the way I look at this hand is disregarding ICM. I look at the pure pot odds here, right?
Yeah, I can only look at it in chip EV because I can't determine how much of the field's left. So, I mean, obviously there is a little bit of ICM.
Go ahead, Larry.
I'm gonna need over, using pot odds, I'm gonna need over 30% equity. So if I wanted these, run the pure pot odds on one of these spots and it's around 32% equity.
Okay.
I'm 82's in. But once the pot odd requirements are above 32% equity, then I'm gonna start to shave out hands. And it's gonna go up to, 45, 50% equity with this pot, right?
All right.
I think the
I think
important
one of the
point, from what I understand, is around 31% equity. If you're getting 31% equity, it's any team.
So yeah, it's a snap, whatever you open with. Yeah. Go ahead, Mr. Morano. Where you stand, buddy?
I think one of the things that we can use in these spots is just like if we play so it comes only it's only relevant to places where we can play with the HUD, and we just have to look how much people are 3-betting who are like after us, and here it's probably not so good to open this queen 8
No,
because
God,
of many
no.
of the guys 3-bet pretty correctly.
Mhm.
And it's like yeah, but if we can have sometimes tables where people especially they're like they don't have to be like bad players in like calling, but they are like very bad players who hardly 3-bet, and we can then we can open this queen 8 here. I mean, I think it's fine if we don't get 3-bet. That's the
That's the
mark
more
of
important
it.
part.
Yeah.
I think that's a very good point, and probably the most important point of them all. Like on if something at the middle or bottom of your range are open in these spots, if we can have the data available on how our opponents are going to play this spot. Like if I knew all the short stack guys are only going to jam appropriately tight, or if they're over folding, I can open this, right? But if we see this and these guys are all just 3-betting 17%, 9%, 9%, like these three are active as hell, I can't get away with anything,
Well-
and I'm gonna get jammed on. So pretty
Yeah,
good.
and if you look at the charts for the lower blinds, like the 15, 12, 10,
Yep, that's a good way to do
that
it.
hands up fold.
Yeah, and you can also, that's another good point. You're like, okay, I may have this, and maybe me and this one guy got 40, but I'm likely to going to be playing a 15 big blind effective range. So let me just like think about my 15 big blind effective range and not my 40 bigs, because I'm effective versus these guys. So Joey, another very good point on how you can study these spots effectively is just kind of tailor it to the average stacks behind big blind and kind of play that range.
What
Does get
situation is
jammed
this?
on.
Bubble in the money? Where are we here?
It's mid stages. I could
Yes.
probably, he's got 12. I'm just gonna check. Why didn't I bet river? He never has anything that good. I should bet river. I missed a small bet. Looking at this, I could probably, if you look at the charts here, you could probably get away with just ripping this versus some of these tighter players in majors where I feel like I'm just ripping 22 is just kind of unnecessary deep mid stages in a major, and the opponent's kind of tight, and I may be able to just accomplish a lot of the same things by raising. And if I raise and they call, that's fine as well, but I'm not sure.
I think if they're over folding, I would doesn't that mean that we are even like over realizing when we jam here?
I mean, I'm indifferent with just giving these guys easy, but yeah, but they still wake up. I don't know. Like it's still easy for them to just wake up and call correctly for this much. And I think their overfolding can come down to just like raising and still being able to get the same results without risking as much. And that's a good question. I'm not gonna act like I'm well versed enough to say. I feel like in these kind of situations, even if they're overfolding, with a stack depth that's near the top that I don't want to risk. Because if he has like 18 here, it's easy. You know what I'm saying? Like I rip every time. When he reps like 16, I'm not even thinking about it. But when he gets to like 24, 25 big blinds, and I know it's still a profitable, but it's not printing as much as it is, and it kind of hurts my utility mid stages or deeper in the tournament. I feel like I can adjust the strategy to maybe raising, because
Can you can
No.
you go to the GTO wizard and take 25 big blind spot?
Oh, it's a
and
jam.
Let's check the EV. Let's check the EV of ace five suited rip.
Oh, suited. Well, ace five suited. Small
No,
blind.
I mean offsuit. I slipped.
Oh, EV.
Yeah, EV of ace seven.
Yeah, it's all gonna be the same between
It's the
call
same.
raise. It's always gonna be the same between
Aw,
three
man.
options. It's not
That's-
like either option's gonna be like, from an EV perspective, it's not like jamming over printing relative to this option.
Sure.
This is why I think when I have the option to split between, and I know the EVs are fine, and it's at the
Mhm.
top of my range, and it's a bigger buy-in in a major, fuck ripping, because
And-
I'm gonna run into ace queen when I don't want to. Like, I know it's gonna happen. Bad things are gonna happen. Like,
And additionally, if he's too tight, you give him more opportunities to fold if you just raise and play post flop.
yeah, and I mean, then I can just take it away with the C bet on the flop at some frequency, you know? Like, I don't know. All right, cool. Yeah, and I just try to get away with this and target some portion of his range because he has some tight stats and it's fine.
I feel like when the blinds are relatively low, there's not much merit in blind versus blind.
There is, I
Yeah,
mean, it's
well,
stealing
I
that
mean,
pot.
Yeah, there is, but I just don't like doing it when like one big blind.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like when we're super deep in the tournament with like 21 left and I need to win a pot. Like, I haven't won a pot in an orbit or two, and it's very important to just rake this pot to keep up.
Right.
I don't know. And it's for 25 bigs. I feel like I just don't love it as much in some of these situations versus these populations. If that's C Darwin, somebody super tough sitting to the left of me, and I know I can't get away with anything, I'm going to jam. You know what I'm saying? Like, versus a player that
This is
good.
a reminder, Connor.
So what do you think about ripping these threes, fours, and twos in this same situation when when do you treat them the same?
This is a reminder, Connor.
For these, from an EV perspective,
No, from the game's perspective.
from a
when,
game perspective, yeah, because I'd like to have a pair in these spots. So I'm more comfortable jamming these than the ace X. I don't know. It feels like at 25 bigs. What are we doing at 30? Because I mix depending on my opponent in the situation so much. It just doesn't do it at 30. I probably play more of a 30 big blind strategy where I'm looking at these fours like, damn, I probably limp rip the fours, you know, versus the raise. Yeah. And then
Okay,
we
that's
just
interesting.
rip. So yeah, I mean, at 25, depending on the nature of the tournament and getting deeper and stuff like that, I use more of I'm like, man, I use more of a 30 big blind strategy. And then at 22 bigs, 23 bigs, and under that, I'm just ripping easy, right? Probably no offsuit 9x in this fighting range. And I wonder if this hand wanted to, I honestly didn't know what I was gonna do this hand. I was probably obviously gonna call a c-bet, but I didn't know if it was gonna be reasonable to check raise.
Yeah, I think this is a good check raise hand.
Oh,
yeah, I was thinking about that. Let me see.
I
So we
think-
are.
I think so. This is my opinion, but I'm not sure.
I think this exact combo might wanna actually bet and maybe even a little on the large side.
Button.
Because of the
call.
And we're out of position.
I'm not sure at the large sizing.
Never lost. No, yeah. We have seen that, Cap, in some of the other study groups, right? Like, we have some on pair boards it did mix going large. So you did see that on pair boards from out of position for a c-bet size, and because we look at it in this group on the aggregate reports, right? Like, we've seen it in the ag reports. But yeah, you go.
And I think the 10 in particular is like a key card that wants to do that. Cause if we had a pair of tens here, that's the size I think we would use. So we have ace 10, 2 overs to the board. I think that fits in there.
I mean, it mixes the EV obviously between all options. Like this is a 50-50 type situation, and ace 10's mostly checking kept, but when it does bet, you're right, it does mostly use the big sizing here, a little bit of small sizing, and when you bet, when you have 10s here, you're mostly betting. You have jacks here, you're mostly betting.
Yeah.
You can check, and the EV is probably going to be close in the same. Yeah, the EV is actually just higher for betting jacks, 10s in this situation, queens. So this is
But
a
what
spot
is
I can kind of agree as
important?
well.
What is important in this? Like when we look, it maybe seems with the colors that we're almost like range betting this. But if you look the stats, it's actually checking 52%. So
Yes, 50-50.
Yeah, you
yeah.
have to find your mixes, you know, and I'm not mixing all of my combos the way, I can't do it like this, obviously, but I know like a 10 is a good card to bet here because if I had pocket 10s, I know I'm definitely betting them big. So now I have a 10 with another over. I think that just easily is an easy one to find for me. So I can do it more with ace 10 because I'm not gonna be doing it with, say, jack 8, right? Like, and stuff
Well,
like.
we can talk about it in a game flow perspective. When do you think it's going to be best in a tournament to bet some of these, to bet out of position with some of these hands when when you need protection, right? And it's probably going to be likely to win the pot, and your opponent isn't an opponent that stabs in the back seat, that checks behind. You have an opponent with a low stab or low pro percentage. So he's going to be able to over realize equity in this spot because he's not going to stab enough in the back seat, and he's going to have a lot of 2 over type, like queen, jack, king, queen off type hands. Ace queen even is a flat here, where he doesn't have as much. He has no real offsuit 9 here, right?
Shouldn't.
So yeah.
So what are we saying here?
So what I'm saying is, like, there's situations where it's 50-50, but if you're trying to construct when to bet, especially because you can mix with your value hands, I check out of position a metric shit ton. But I think there's going to be players, situations, and times where it's going to be better to bet here, versus some opponents in certain situations and tournaments, and then where it's going to be to think about that, where you don't want to allow them to realize equity, and then such and situation where you want to check, right?
Well, can we check raise his hand, especially if our opponent's being overly, c-betting way too much?
That's a good question. I said when I wanted to check, man, because I was thinking, man, if this cat
Check raise.
bets, I might check raise, right?
Right.
And it is never ever doing it.
See, that's what
I think it's a very bad combo. I think it's a very bad combo to check raise.
Because we're trying to fold out his ace highs that may have not 3-bet some of his ace highs in his range, in his 10x. So we're just
right. So
putting out the hands. We're blocking the hands we want him to fold.
Right.
It's like when you look, which are
Never.
these the non-interacting ace suited that are check raising here?
No blocks.
Like the small portion of check raises from ace wheels suited ones. Are these the diamond ones?
Yep.
Okay.
These
so
are
Spades probably.
So the orange is check raise. That's a check raise there.
diamonds.
Yeah, orange and pink is check raise.
So the non-vector, so you can, if you want to check raise an ace here, it's basically the heuristic is the non-vector suited aces you can check raise.
Yep.
Okay.
Without the back doors.
Without the backdoor, yes, without the backdoor.
Without the back doors. You want to be you want him to be stabbing hands with backdoors, right? The king, queens, the jack 10s and stuff like that. That with like if you block the front door, the draws, he's more likely to like have those.
And this is also something to be guys, if you sometimes like think about, okay, how am I going to do this like 25%? You can just pick one suit and just do it with only like one suit, so you don't overdo it with some combo. So it's that easy in that sense.
Okay. So Sovereign's pretty much saying it likes check raising without the backdoor, and like calling with the backdoor sheet.
Yeah, I mean, you just call with
Yes.
everything else that has equity in showdown. Like this just has showdown. It's good. It's going to beat other ace highs and king highs.
That makes more sense.
I don't remember folding this. It could be a set out. I would never ever fold this in 1 billion years. even with those guys sitting there.
Yeah,
I
no,
don't.
I would. Cause I don't
Yeah,
wanna
I would
throw
open-
off for about 10 big.
Wow. What
I
an
think-
hit.
Oh, I faded ace king. I'm a genius. How many bigs you got, buddy? Jammed on. Try raising this guy last time. didn't
I'd
I?
probably jam this.
Nope. No, I mean, I'm not jamming.
Nah.
We had a 10-minute discussion on how I'm playing 25 bigs deep in
It's-
majors. I'm not
yeah.
jamming this.
It's too deep for me to jam.
Yeah, it's too many chips deep in a major, like to punt.
Yeah, for 20 big blinds for sure. Yeah, it's never a jam.
No, it's torching it. This was I didn't know what to do here. I would need to look at this.
Some of those at 20, not 25.
I think we can do this. I'm not sure. This makes me sick because I didn't like you got this guy here. Like, I think this is a thing with some of our low wheel aces that we don't want to raise call off with on 20. I think it's a thing, but I wasn't sure. Oh, whew, let's go. All right, it is a thing.
Yeah.
All right, this makes me very happy. It's actually printing more EV as well as an all-in, as opposed to raising it. Oh,
Yeah, our bottom suited aces are garbage, offsuit ace, and our garbage pairs.
well, I ran into it anyway. Got it. Let's go. Yeah. Yep. I'm just not putting in money with these jam stacks anymore. The low wheel aces, huh?
No good.
What do you guys think about these?
No
I
good.
think you're
I,
too
I like
early.
to, I like to fold.
And what do you guys start your opening range at? Like, how do you guys feel about like ace 4, or you just go ace 5 plus?
I like it. I like
I
his
might-
4, his 5.
I might go ace 5, skip ace 6, and then go ace 7.
Okay, that's Joey's range here with the offs, with the suited aces. How about you, Paul? What were you saying about?
Yeah, no, yeah. I mean, I'm on the same track. I'm probably not as wide where I should be. So yeah, ace 5.
I think
and
I
then
open.
maybe like ace 10 plus, maybe a little, yeah. Ace
Okay.
9, maybe. You know, there's so much short stack there.
Yeah, I mean, I'm ace 4 suited, plus, I mean, in this probably exact configuration. I know under the gun at a full ring here, folds ace deuce, ace 3, and maybe mixes ace 4 at some frequency, and then everything else that opens. And then people are shallower here, and I'm gonna be forced to show down, but I don't know, man. It feels like it still should be an open. Like that's my I've been an aggressive
it's,
player.
Yeah, I mean, like, I'm also thinking, what hands can you call a 3-bet with?
This.
When you open.
I'm calling this guy, snapping him off and fold the
No, of
rest of the
course.
jams.
Of course, yeah.
We
that-
still
that's
get
my thinking.
flatted. These guys are gonna have more condensed ranges since I'm open, I'm blocking an ace. I actually just look at this. I think I could fold it from here. But I don't think I should be folding this from here.
That's only one person out of
Well-
like what, 8, so I would wanna kinda tighten it up a little bit.
Well,
in that-
if you use the same strategy that we talked about in the other hand, look at a 15 big blind chart. That's a clear fold at that,
We don't have 15.
17.
Yep. Let's go to, so under the gun, it's a fold. Plus 1,
Wow.
it's a fold. Okay, so this is under the gun, +1. But we gotta count back from the button because this is 9-handed and 8-handed. So let's go to the low jack.
It's under the gun +1 on the charts.
And if it doesn't even raise this at any frequency, it's 0. So you can almost just go ace 4 suited plus, and that's what we're saying, dude. Ace 4 suited plus.
Can you show the 14 portion, 14 big blind?
Yes. And I think we're gonna be jamming a little bit more. So let's go. Oops. Ah, shit. I griefed it. Okay, go back. So we'll go here. So 14 under the gun +1. I mean, yeah, it's pretty much ace 4 suited. You can just mix open these. If you have no limp
Wow.
strategy, it's ace 4 suited plus. So we are right on. Fist bump, Joey. You the man. Good call, sir. Damn. You shook right now, Mr. Wow.
Yeah.
I thought this was gonna be an open myself. Looking at it, I was trying to talk myself into being an open, but I've had aggressive aggression issues in the past. So this is good to see. It's a fold.
I've usually like looked at like when it's like 20 effective, I'm opening the suited aces from the early position, and when it's like under 20 big blinds, I usually keep mostly fold them.
Yep. See here, this is what I was saying earlier, though. Like you're still folding ace deuce and ace three under the gun. Like that's an easy one. Plus
okay.
one, it's also folding. Shit. What? You don't get to play it until, yeah. I mean, it's even not all that. Like, how about the hijack? Then you're in there.
But
Yeah,
look,
so
the
you
queen
need
eight,
hijack.
the queen eight suited is loving it.
Yeah, the queen eight suited's in there. Yeah, like always in it. Yeah, queen eight just smashing. Well, it's 0 EV to be fair from there. How about here? Is it printing any EV yet? Nope, still a 0. Just have it in there for board coverage. And you start printing a little EV in the low jack, but ace deuce still isn't an open. Crazy, isn't it?
Queen eight is better than ace deuce. Remember that.
You're dominated less.
Yeah.
You're be very unhappy when I'm done running this HRC thing here. Sixes.
Yeah, I'm shit. I'm not gonna be surprised. This is gonna make me sick. I did.
Like I fold some suited aces. You call way too wide.
Hold on. I just went off the rails because I seen this. Damn, man. I thought this might be a thing.
What, you jammed?
I mean, there's 2 11 big stacks here, 2 10 big blind stacks. So I kind of just wanted to, what if I have 15 from here? Since those guys have that 14 from here. Still never a fucking jam. God damn it.
Well,
Yeah.
what's the EV difference? What's the EV difference?
Oh, it has to be fucking torching it. It's actually losing money to jam at 14.
You
So
have
at
less
20.
than that though, too, right? Don't they have like 11 bigs?
Well,
Yeah.
these two do.
You're also
Oh, but
looking
the
at
other guys
under
in
the
the
gun.
hand. Oh yeah, you don't jam. No, you can't.
Oh, I'm looking at under the
Use
gun.
your ass up.
Thank you. Oh, so you can jam from here. Thank you, Beats. I was like sad. I was like, what the fuck? I can't
Now
do
move
it.
back one spot to cut off instead of button.
Oh, so you
Okay,
can
now
jam.
you're in the right spot.
Thanks,
And
Beats.
then
For holding my hand.
check 20 to cover the other guy.
Yeah, I know. So I can jam at 15.
20, it's an open.
Can you put 20?
Oh, you can mix it on a button a little bit, but it's an open. So this is where
I think with the mixing,
trick. This is a mental trick. So how do you guys perceive situations where you have like this, and then like I always tend to take the whatever's wrong is the one I choose. Whatever one is going to be the most wrong is the one. So
the player you're most
So
likely,
much fun today. I had to.
the player you're most likely to be against is the big blind. So when
Yes.
they're separate, I start looking at the big blind first
okay, so
and then work back from there.
so you're most likely to be against him, but this always happens.
Why?
I honestly, so this is like, I guess the big takeaway here is just to raise call this guy.
Yeah, I was gonna say in a spot like this.
You can even size
because-
up a little bit if you want to put some extra pressure on him.
Yeah.
Well, one thing I was thinking in my mind, Beats, is like, yeah, there's nothing else. I in game, I know what I was thinking. It's like I can just jam here because I would just jam versus like 10 big blind average. If I average to like 15, it's probably still a jam. And I'm doing fine versus most of his calling range if he ever calls, which is going to be rare. And he's kind of a nit anyway, right?
Mm-hmm.
Watch this shit. Dead.
Yeah, I was gonna say though, typically what I do is I just kind of go the difference between who you're most likely gonna be against, your big blind. So I usually in this spot, I'd probably look at it at like 17.
Yeah, something like that. Sounds right.
Kind of split the difference between the two.
Yeah,
But,
and 17
yeah,
is
I mean,
still mixing
it's
jam as well. It's not
yeah.
horrible.
So it's not horrible, but yeah, I mean, in this spot, obviously, nothing you can do.
Raise full pre.
Yeah, exactly.
And then I would have like, yeah. And then I'd
Yeah,
have been
then also size
I'm
up
like
a little
Sam,
bit.
I
When the button jams, well, yeah,
Fold.
probably we can fold against this guy, but like
Easy.
in like theory, are we really folding king jack?
That's what I'm saying, man. That's what I was like, am I ever gonna even be able to raise fold? These are so if I raise
That's why
Oh,
you can size
no,
up a
you-
little bit.
You're from the cutoff. There you go.
yep,
All in.
Yeah, and all in.
Fold.
Yeah.
Jack dead. It's
Wow.
actually it's fucking torching it. A full big.
Yeah. Even if you look at 17, it's gonna be a fold. But
The
yeah,
jam has to
honestly-
come from the big blind, right?
yeah,
Like if you open on if you open on the button in the big blind jams, you call with king jack.
Yep.
You fucking fold it.
Wow.
Holy smoke. So yeah, there's if we're not calling it from the big blind, looking from cutoff to what was it? Cutoff to button jam is never ever in a million years call. So the cutoff raise to all in.
yeah,
Torch. All right. Well, fuck my
yeah,
life.
and then I usually would just
Wow.
go 3 here instead of 2.
Yeah, yeah. Then that way he can't jam
Just-
on so much.
Yeah, make it harder for him to jam unless he has aces. Then well,
Hey, sixes, put your
Oh.
hand in front of your camera so it focuses on your hand. And then pull your hand away.
Oh, it's still doing that thing.
now you're good.
You're good. No.
No,
It- It's just Zoom is ashamed of this jam so much that
I'm fucking
Advantage to
ashamed of it too.
fuzziness.
What the fuck?
This-
Did I hit a
This is
setting?
very-
Your camera's as fuzzy and suspect as this move right here.
As this game is my game. Hold on.
Wow, that's very interesting spot. I mean, I wouldn't have known to fold king jack here, like. But what is the button jamming against the cutoff open?
Yeah, I'll click that. I'm around this game.
So this is an interesting
Offsuit,
spot where you might want to start
queens.
incorporating a limp range.
yeah,
Yeah, hell yeah. Silver loves limp. Loves limping.
yeah. So against his range, king
I-
jack is just doing terrible.
I
this is
have-
really fucking terrible, bro. Oh, it's back. It works. Guys, I'm gonna grab a snack real quick. I've been going for 2 hours. Can you guys live without me? Is it okay?
Yeah, we can wait a few minutes. Take a
All right,
break.
I'll be back.
Happy to let you, since you're gonna keep going, it's worth it.
Yeah. Oh, fuck.
Do this shit all day. Can I share screen?
Yeah.
I guess not. He has to give it up first.
No, you can. I am the gatekeeper.
Can I? I cannot. He has to
Go ahead.
relinquish the throne.
Go ahead.
Oh, yeah, I can. I'll stop him. Okay, I read it wrong.
No, you didn't. I fixed it.
Oh, okay, so. What am I doing here? This is still running, but it's already kind of pretty clear. This was his queen 8 suited hand that we were asking about, that he folded, and, you know, I was wondering if we have an open fold range. First of all, here's the stack distribution. These are 13 bigs, 40 bigs, 24. So he's early position with 40, and he's got these stacks behind him, 24, 52, 12, 32, 9, and 14. And he's not folding any, he has no open folds, he said. And never folding a suited ace that he opens.
What
That's
position was
just
this? from?
terrible. Like, he's gonna be here, EP, so I'll go, these are just the stack depths.
Okay.
1,000 big blind,
UTG +1.
Annie, so. it's
Yeah, I don't know the
13,
spot.
40.
I missed the spot.
Third-
So. Okay. I get this part.
Oh, yeah, he was queen eight suited mixed. This is just chippy V as well. So there's some ICM here, which I can't just determine some ICM on HRC. So I ran chippy V, but the ranges would be a little bit tighter than what we're actually gonna look at.
Basically,
So-
the question was if he had any open folds. So, or
Open
any
fold,
opens that
so,
are then gonna fold to a jam,
So what's
or
the-
if
to what size
anything that he
jam?
opens is gonna call.
To what size jam?
Like
So,
like 15 at the most.
easy piece.
Oh, sure. He definitely has opens and folds, right?
So here's his open range, and you're gonna open some suited aces,
Certainly
right?
folding
And
ace
I
nine
think
out.
I was in here, I said, I had fours plus, I said I would fold 4, 5, I said I would fold my suited nines, I would fold some of these suited aces. And of course, this junky stuff here.
Mhm.
And he said he has no open fold range, never folding a suited ace. If a short stack rejams. So here
That's not true.
is big blind rejams. And look at all these folds. Sixes is
Yeah,
a
I think-
crazy town.
Yeah, I think when we see it now, it kind of makes sense because like if we think what are the later positions like jamming with, it's a lot of like 10x suited portion, and we all fall like behind from these a lot. So it's just there's just so many strong combos that we are behind. So there's no point to call this off. Yeah.
All these folds make sense to me. I just think I
Here's a shorter
probably
stack
calling queen jack suited
rejams.
too
This
much.
guy's only rejammed 12. Let's see what happens with the cutoff. So it gets back to us. Still folding all this stuff. This is less chips. Fives are in here all full now. I'd still fold this. I had fours and fives. I'm out. You gotta fold, man. You got, you just, yeah, like you said.
Pair for
Mr.
like 20
Romano.
bigs. Crazy.
What's this?
You can't fold a pair for like 15 bigs or whatever this is.
10.
You
10
can't
bigs.
fold a pair for 10 bigs. You're crazy.
Well, you could, well, I shouldn't have fours. So first of all, I shouldn't even have them and I did
you're
in
opening.
my head. So that's, I can hold that, right? But, I mean, look, the EV, oh, that's not bad.
Yeah,
You could
can't.
fold a pair for 10 if you're cap.
Your cab.
I always think of it this way. When I have an open fold range, I know ahead of time I have an open fold range. I already know I'm folding the very bottom. So if I think the bottom of my open pairs is like fours, in my mind, I can fold fours and fives, right? Because that's just the bottom of my range.
This is too much
Sixes,
EV
here's that
for a pair.
queen eight hand.
You
Like
you
with
put
a
it
pair,
in
with a
the
pair in
chat.
this spot,
Folding,
you're
I think
ahead
it's
so
just-
much of the time. You're just ahead. You're ahead on the flip.
Yeah, I
so
think
often.
folding pairs in that manner is a bit a bit bad exception because like the pairs
Well-
interact with the board differently.
Like you tell me you want to fold like, you know, like I was saying, ace nine, that makes sense to me. King jack,
Yeah,
king jack,
yeah,
that makes
I
sense
agree.
to me.
Yeah,
you
I
just can't
agree.
fold a pair.
Cap, where's
Yeah.
where's it at? Did you put
So,
it in
like,
chat?
versus big.
No, he's
Oh,
still
it's
your
you're
screen.
sharing the screen. Oh shit. Let me see.
So,
So
like,
what it
you
so
could
what is
fold
this?
your range here.
How many
the fuck
blinds?
is
This
is
was
this?
the queen eight suited hand that you were wondering.
This is tight as
Open
hell.
Fold.
Yeah. Ken, I
This
just
is
got
your
back
open
with,
range. With the queen eight suit. This is
Oh, the
queen
hand
eight
I wanted
suited
to
hand. I said
open.
we could-
I see. Yeah. I see. I'm sorry. I see.
If we had open folds, right? And I'd say, well, I'm
Open
gonna have
and
some
fold,
suited aces.
not open fold.
I've never
Right,
folded
open
the suited
fold.
aces.
That's what you said, right? But
Yeah.
you have to.
Yeah. so
Yeah, wait a
So
minute.
say-
Wait a minute.
I-
No,
say
I was
big-
folding ace deuce. I was folding ace deuce and ace three.
It's more than that, but yeah.
Wait a minute. Show me the range. I'm fucking. What? This is the range you're supposed to be opening? Oh, dude.
now, this,
Here's your
this
your
is the-
open range.
that's the
that's not-
range
yeah,
you're
that's
calling
not
us.
your
You
open.
asked if we had open. You said you didn't
Opens
have
and
any open
folds.
folds in your range. Whatever you open, you're calling off with. And then you
Whatever
asked
I
us,
was opening, I was opening,
you
yes.
asked us what we would consider open folding, and I had stated some hands, and other guys stated some hands. And I said I would fold some of these suited aces.
Yeah, you
And some of
can.
my bottom two pairs, I was open first. And some of this junky shit. You said you can't fold any suited aces
You
to
can.
any of the short stacks, but you do. 'Cause
Where?
here's what you do when the big blind jams.
He has 8 bigs or something, right? The big
Yeah,
blind is one with
No,
8
yeah, the
you
big
big
one
put
blinds.
it- you had to call off
Yeah, the
12.
big one was eight big blinders, yeah.
This one's 12. This is 12 bigs against 12.
Now,
bigs.
the small blind had 8, not
Oh,
the
the
big
small
blind.
blind. Oh, I
Big
see.
blind.
So the 13 big stack.
Yeah.
Because he had, yeah, yeah, it makes
So
sense to
here's
fold some
cut off.
God, I'm griefing it.
Kep,
We-
could you show
He's
the
got less
could you show
chips.
the exact hand just for people to see it like picturized
spot.
from the pre-fold?
I think sixes will have to take it back to show the spot.
I remember this spot. Oh, so okay, I see. But then
Yeah,
I
basically,
here's the
it's
short
queen
stack,
8 suited in the
8-7-5.
hijack.
Small blind has 8-7-5. If he rejams, now you're calling. Now you're starting to find a little, you're calling all this stuff.
yeah, you call it.
We don't have
Oh.
any open folds basically
But-
versus.
You still have a couple folds.
I mean,
I wouldn't fold anything
Yeah.
to 8 big blind shove.
I'm gonna tell you what, even though stuff the partial frequency, you're not losing many chips.
No, and then, but this is only for 6.75 more bigs.
Yeah, I mean, you're
But all the
just
other
not
ones,
folding.
select stacks, you're folding a lot of that stuff.
That's good to see. I'm too loose. Thank you, sir. I appreciate you. Hopefully you saved me money. I need to save myself because I would have a hard time folding. It was like ace 9 suited plus in all the pairs,
Yeah.
right? Yeah. And then ace jack. Or was it called an ace 10?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It wasn't
Basically,
called an ace 9.
Ace 9.
well,
Yeah, we're
against
calling
big
ace
blind,
10 off,
sure,
ace
I
9
mean,
was
big
folding.
blind was
Okay.
14.
That makes sense. I can do that. Yeah. Ace 10's makes, I'm not folding ace 10. Fuck it.
I mean, this is for 12 and a half bigs more.
Yep, not folding. Yeah, real
So if
life
you have
people
an
are
open fold,
tight,
you just gotta
man.
have to have a bottom of range that fold.
All right, that's good to see. I can take it back and try to finish this.
Take it.
Thank you, Cap. That was good.
This was intermission.
That was good. Let me.
And that was just chip EV. So that was probably ICM where we're even a little bit tighter.
Oh, I see him. We're fucking snap folding a lot. So here. Don't worry, the end is near. I've griefed half my stack with the king jack punt. So let's go. Hell no. Rip. Wait a minute.
About the super.
Did you miss a queen 9 open?
Hell no. Look at this. Look at the blinds. And it wouldn't be an open anyway. Look at these blinds. I'm not committing a single chip to these guys. No way. Are you guys still opening this? Serious? Am I knitting it up, or is this a
You
raise?
don't want to
fold
raise and
or-
be committed to call.
Yeah, I'm folding.
Like rate? I mean, do we want to run it like? I would open king
I
10
think
off
it's
here.
an open. I think it's an open, but
Well, at 20, which is basically where you're at, if we're looking at yours, it's
an
mixes between an open and a fold.
So let's go to 8
So,
bigs. 8
Then when
bigs.
you
Yeah,
add
well,
in
the
the
problem-
big blind and
Wait a minute.
small blind, I'm
One
just
at a
gonna
time,
fold
guys.
it.
Yeah, be respectful one at a time when we're talking, so we can keep this group fun. All right, go ahead.
That was it. He said 20. it's a mix-up.
I think
Good.
I think yeah. From the problem is the small blind also. Yeah, in that sense, yeah, it's probably not. That's a spot where, like, if this would be a PKO, it would be a no-brainer to open, but
Oh,
it's not a
easy.
PKO. I will fold.
Yeah.
Yeah, and a PK I'm snap opening, but here it's like we don't gain anything.
It looks like you have under the gun instead of cut off.
I did it again. Okay, we're still not opening. Ooh, king 9 still in there though. And the EV is better for all inning or calling as opposed to raising 2. if you for an 8-big bag, but
You know,
with him here, I would think king 9. So king 9 can still be our bottom here, even with this kind of stuff and run it. Having
But the disaster with that is you don't really, you're not, you still have that 32 big blind stack there. If you just jam the bottom, like your worst stuff that you see in that range, and he wakes up with a hand, you're just fucked.
no, I didn't say jam. I said fucking raise. And then if he,
Oh,
if he
I thought
wakes
they were
up, hell no, we're not raising. I'm not jamming this. I've seen enough of the jams. No more. I'm not going all in tonight. You guys, I am playing like a man. I learned my lesson. So here, look at this table. Should I just rip this? No.
No, not from
No,
early.
I think when we rip, we just eliminate so much. So
I
Yeah,
don't
you-
think we have any shoves from that early position.
No,
You
it
like
has to be
it
from the
open
beginning.
so they can jam wider.
Correct. I mean, you just look at this as 12, 13, 11, but yeah, I mean, but also what opening here does allows you to raise. And if you see multi-way all in action behind you, you can get the hell out of there.
Yeah.
He 3-bets you, he's all in, a call, you know, anybody 3-bet you and there's some more action, you're done. So
But they're dodging bullets.
what now?
So why don't
Check,
you see
showdown?
that flop? He has nothing good in his range where he flats, really, except maybe aces.
I think here, it's
See bet
actually
small.
fine to. It's fine to barrel because like we still have the better aces that we lose to, and we can get these to fold.
I bet one big blind. He shouldn't even really have, he shouldn't have any aces on
But
it.
with that short, do you still bluff the backdoor flush draws?
I'm betting
No.
range, big blind.
But not if you check, but because you don't have any of this in your opening range, but I can see the argument when he flats.
I can see the argument. I don't do that. I mean, I don't, all this shit you guys are saying is a foreign language to me. I don't play like, I don't do that because I do a lot of checking out of position in this spot.
But if you think about his range, when
I
he-
know that's, I think we get to bet small, but this ace high can show down and, I understand your argument. And I like
The
them.
thing is, it's like when we're like 30 or something, then it's much more like checky. But I
Yes.
think like when we're like short and
The
and
SPR
out of
is just
position,
shallow, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Then like this 6 portion, it doesn't hit his range so much, and we still like he's capped, we're not. So
All of your arguments are valid, but the solver says, you can check or bet. It's not like,
Yeah,
like the thing is in these spots, and this is why I defer to checking. I know the EV and we're gonna be fine checking here a lot, but I really think we need some nuance. And I think that's why I'm listening to you guys. And I like what you're saying about potentially just stabbing here versus this guy and what you perceive his range to be. Because you guys have experience playing against these calling ranges. So you're saying you would still bet like what, 30%? Kept said 1. If you do bet, what size do you like?
my
Giving yourself
largest
time.
sizing here would be like 25%, I think.
So for you, you're in here. And this is, I mean, the solver
Yeah.
likes it, it prefers not as much with the ace 10 with the backdoor flush draw. Let's
So
see
I
what the
can add-
actual frequency is.
Yeah, well, that was my question. As the stacks get lower, you don't bet the backdoor flush draws as much as you do with larger stacks, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's always, I mean, it's 70% is pretty high, and if we do bet, we go small. So Kep, you would be right. It'd go like 1.3. 1 can't be that bad from an EV perspective if it was an option.
Well, if you just wanted, if you did it like, if I bet one big blind range, I would get more bets. Like if you took out that other small bet, it would consolidate to the one big blind and I would get to bet probably my whole range.
Six of diamond. My ace 10 should be checking. I knew
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
I mean, we're not gonna
What-
turn. You don't turn ace high into a bluff, right? And I mean, sometimes you do, but not in this, like not in these kind of spots. I don't.
No,
think.
ace high might still be winning.
The ace king and ace queen are winning so much they wanted to bet for value. That's how
Yeah.
much these are winning, right?
yeah.
So, but ace 10 just not so much. Never folding. right? Am I insane for calling this?
I don't like, what's he got? Like, he
I-
ain't got.
Nah, you have to call this.
He goes, let's say close to this size. Let's say they go to bigger size. Never, ever, ever, ever folding. It's like 90%. Oh, well, just GG if you got somehow better, right? What are you guys doing if he jams? What do you guys think?
I'm calling. I mean, I'm gonna be sick, but he shows me pocket sevens or aces. He should just jam pre-flop, but I can't help myself. I gotta call.
A slow played aces would be slow played overpair.
Yeah,
would
I
be-
mean, there are so many splits here. I think we just like we can win against king high. So I mean, yeah, we just have to call.
I would
I too, like-
snap his ass off if
you
he,
check
if he
river?
shoved this over. Yeah, hell yeah, I'm not gonna lead into him after he bets. I'm not leading.
Oh, he
river.
bet turn.
Yeah. And he gives up and he knew better. I would have snapped.
We don't get to see his hand, huh?
Nope. This is next hand. Oh, okay.
Wow.
We need, oh, versus that. Wow. We're not gonna use this hand, of course, but what offsuit aces are you using, if any? Just tell me your offsuit aces, not the entire range. Are you using ace 9 off plus, ace 10 off plus, ace jack off plus versus this open in game and theoretically? What do you guys think?
Ace ten.
Uh,
I think, yeah. I
in
think
game,
maybe-
in game, I think we can fold. Theoretically, we can jam.
I think this is too light and we would use ace 4, ace 5 plus if we were gonna jam plus theoretically. And in real life, I'm like, I think I would lose control of my body maybe with ace 9. Ace 8, I would be
I'm,
struggling not to jam.
yeah, I
Against the
might,
cutoff?
ace 8, ace 8 might be my bottom.
Yeah, I feel you, Joey. Same here. And we got some.
I'm
ace
assuming
ten
there's
ability.
some ICM implications at this point, because there's so many short stacks of all the tables.
Yeah, we're getting deep in this.
Well-
We are getting deep, but let's see.
You also have to try to consider, what is he raising for 2 big blinds with a 14 big blind stack?
Yeah, I
From
mean, good
late-
players
late
have some raise
position.
folds. But most of them won't, but there's some raise folds still.
Well, well, well. Oh, I thought he was, wait a minute, because I was like to say, well, he actually jamming ace deuce from here. I would have been shocked. It's ace 3 though. Wow.
Wow.
See? Ay,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
I mean, to be fair, I thought it was ace 4. I didn't like, I was close. I was like ace 4 off plus theoretically. I didn't know if it would always
Well,
use ace.
Can
3.
you look at the cutoff range and what he's min raising as opposed to shoving?
Yeah, if we're playing against, if this is Chidwick opening, you jam on Chidwick, right? But the real life cats be just opening so tight. Let's see his range. And he just raises 2.
Yeah.
Uh
Now
It
you're,
does
you're on
the
the
off
button.
charts.
You're
oh, I'm
on-
sorry. Yeah, these charts have
Yeah.
him.
If they're folding more,
There
and
is
they
no-
don't
Yeah,
find these
look-
folds.
Look at the weak
we-
hands they have in their raise too. I mean, they have aces, kings, queens, and jacks, but
Well, the call is there. They consider this call as the raise 2 range. This is gonna be the raise 2 range. You see what I mean?
yeah,
And then their all in range is there. Is in real life, they're going to mesh. Like this, whatever you were looking at the solver here is not even close to a human being.
no, not at
Mhm.
all.
That's why I asked you for real life. That's why in real life, I think
Real life, I think I'm
people-
still at 8, ace 8.
Yeah, I mean, I'm tighter in real life because I feel like they're going
I
to
mean,
be.
but here it's very interesting. Should we be actually jamming the king 9 suited here? Like the solver does. What's the like the EV differences in like?
Yeah, here we go. The EV king.
Oh yeah, jamming is better. That's crazy.
In my experience, real life people don't get the king 6s, king 5 suited, jack 7 suited in a min raise.
Yeah, but people still are capable. You think they would just jam those hands more?
Yeah,
I don't know. I feel
Overfold.
like people in the cutoff do find those opens, and they might be raised folding hands they shouldn't, but they are scared, especially in a tournament like this when we get deeper. where they don't want to go all in, or they just feel like the steal is reasonable. And when we actually go all in over the top, the perception is like, holy shit, he's raising over my 12 big blind open. Like it should look pretty strong to them.
Oh. Are we in ICM yet?
Yes, random money. Probably getting there, yeah. Yeah.
That's very interesting.
It is. I mean, looking at that makes me want to jam all my aces again. Like,
Yeah.
that makes me want to shove everything again, man.
Also, the way you explained it, if we're close near the bubble or any ICM pressure, maybe he's afraid to bust if he shoves. So that might be a tell about his hand strength.
Or the guys are so fucking tight and they've been sitting there waiting and waiting and waiting, and he's just going to min raise aces, kings, and queens, right? Like,
well, he should min raise. He should be min racing aces, kings, and queens.
But from a point that I didn't realize before is like, I probably wasn't paying attention to the HUD. We have a sample size of 30 hands. He looks active enough where if I was fucking playing in a zone, and now that I've seen this, I would want to jam all this now again, you know, and try to play better, because I still think people are, especially a player like this on Ignition, is going to try to take advantage of the fact that he thinks people are overfolding and playing aggressive and just say, oh, I got 11 bigs, it's fine. Ouch. Oh, this is gross at this table, kind of deep. It's a typo. What do you guys think? I feel like I should be opening it.
It's always an open. It's like one of those magic hands.
Yeah.
It's always an open.
I think so as well.
Yeah, I think I'd open it. It might be my
I
bottom.
don't like the big blind to like, I think he has so many jams. I don't want to call, like, I think it's hard to, in this exact situation, I think I don't like opening, but if he would be like 10 big blinds, I probably would.
On this one, just make it 2.5 so he can't jam on you so easily and call it a day.
It just feels like when we
has a lot of jams, but they have a lot of folds too, honestly.
Especially if he size up.
They still have a lot of folds.
No,
But 10-9 still like,
we ain't got to even look at the chart to tell me this is an open. I get indifferent about these kind of spots, kind of like Romano was alluding to, having zero blockers, probably in game flow state, feeling like my impression was I'm going to get jammed on a lot. But it's just incorrect. I still think just going 2.2 here, 2.3 is just going to be reasonable. But it really hurts our utility, and coming back around through the blinds. I don't know. Go ahead, buddy.
Can I ask a question?
Yes,
I've been doing like, if I get a run of hands or it seems like I'm really active, I might cut back 1 pip or 2 pips for a little bit because of the impression they would have it with me. Is that valid here? Like if you're really,
I think that can be reasonable, but also instead of going back 2 pips, and if it's been working, and I think like if I've been aggressive and it's been working, I'm going to be more aggressive and go up a pip. I don't think the other way where I'm going to cut it back.
oh, okay.
If nothing bad's happened to me where I haven't been getting these mid hands and losing portions of my stack, if I've been aggressive, picking up pots, and then I see something like ace-9, like, well, fuck, I'm on free money here. Like I'm going for it again, you know, like, and I'm in the tables perceiving like, let me run it over. That's how you get to run tables over, by the way.
Oh, okay. I was going the other way. Maybe I should.
No.
Maybe I should go that way.
Yeah, that's how you get to run
Get
over
more
tournaments
active.
and get more, because you've likely found a situation or a table, kind of getting off subject from this exact spot, that you've probably found a situation or a table that is very passive, or people aren't playing well, or you're getting a run of hands and they fear you and they're going to overfold some of their range. So take advantage of that whenever that stuff starts happening and try to eat. Anytime I feel like that's going on, I'm just going to keep attacking, you know?
You know how I think about it too, Joe, is like, if I have a hand, it's in the open range. I don't want to skip it because I've been opening a lot of hands, because the next thing you know, you could be card dead for a couple orbits. And then you missed out on playing a playable hand. Like, I just want to play all my playable hands every time.
Well, yeah, but I mean, in these situations, I just feel like I'm on like somebody was saying earlier, like being a little bit more conservative and like needing to run it here and still having stacks behind. This table doesn't look like I'm going to get 3-bet jammed as much, as aren't as many of these kind of stacks as just these two. So from a configuration standpoint, it feels like a better open. Whereas if it was a few more of these 15 big blind stacks, 20 big blind stacks that are in the jam, and this guy, maybe not so much from the optics, if we're looking at it from just a configuration, because it is 100% open on every chart, right? So we need a very good case. So we need to manufacture a good case not to. And looking at the table configuration, it's not good enough not to. You know what I mean?
Sometimes especially in very low games, there's a funny thing. Sometimes when I look the fold to steal stat, and the guy has like big blind and it's like almost 100.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't have that stat. Yeah.
Then like I have no second thoughts, like, okay, I can open because he's gonna only call with like 15% the range.
Yeah, he's gonna be so tight.
So like 10-9 suited isn't opening there if you have 12 big blinds, and you had stacks shorter than your 18 big blind stack. So it's not really that clear of an open.
How about at 15? I want to see from 15.
I mean, at 12, it doesn't open. 15, maybe 10, it's a jam. So like, you really want to jam there? You're not jamming, so you probably don't want to open it.
I just can't. It's too tight of a fold. And I was kind of under the impression in the optics of like how you felt initially about the situation. But you know, sometimes we're playing a lot of games and stuff like that, and we feel like sometimes being more conservative in those routes can be reasonable. But yeah, I need to open that. Scatter flick and lose. I'm not. Easy peasy. Run better.
Crazy. What is I have a separate question that came into my mind. What are you jamming on the big blind against the UTG open on 20?
Where?
Big blind. We are big blind, and the UTG open, it folds to us. We're 20 big blinds effective.
Yeah, I think it's gonna mix some of your ace jack, ace jack off, and then it's gonna be like ace jack suited. It's probably always calling ace queen, suited and off. Probably going. Then you have eights plus, and then it might mix in king jack, queen jack suited, or the suited tens. I can't remember exactly which one. I really want to quiz myself now.
Okay.
Not bad. Yep. Ace queen. I had this as a jam, but it's mixing.
7
It's mixing jam, but the better option is probably mixing call a little bit more. And then I said 8s plus 7s are in there. Forgot about this, and it is king 10 suited. It's not king jack, it's king 10. This is suited 10.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I think offsuit jacks is the bottom of his open range.
Yeah, that's right. You're not, you don't want to fold this, and you're gonna be able to fold out the bottom of his opening range. Good point. And then ace 4 and ace 5. I find the ace 5 and never the ace 4 as much.
Yeah, okay. Thank you.
Yeah, did you have differences?
You jam a lot more from the small blind.
Yeah, and I mean, looking at this,
From the small blind, now you're gonna jam your suited paint and stuff.
Yeah, here it is. So this is what I was thinking about. This is the range I was more like, this is, yeah, this is clean as hell. I like this. Yep. All right.
Oh, that's pretty crazy.
Do we have to go with this from here? Nope.
No.
I mean, I'm never calling there from there. I mean, honestly, I sat here and thought about like doing something other than rip. But we're fairly deep in this. There's probably like 80 players left, 90 players left out of like 1,200 or something. What the fuck? Oh, okay.
I'm ripping it too, mostly because I'm annoyed that he limped.
I'm ripping it too. But I'm not annoyed. I don't care.
We're never ripping here. It's just always
No,
gonna be an
so-
open. What?
Check.
You say check? Okay. Anybody else checking?
Are we playing versus under the gun or big blind?
Big blind. We open in the
Nah.
cutoff. I'm never checking.
I don't like checking on a paired board.
Well, I mean, they
I
have
don't
more
hit
success.
this.
I'm checking that board.
No,
A lot.
okay. It's fine. I mean, I get it. I mean, I think the reason
No,
it's
I
check is
think- I think-
because the computer plays perfect, but your opponents don't. So it's a mistake almost.
No, the range.
I
hits
think
that. The
I think
range
we
never
need to
hits
bet.
that.
We
short
have to
versus
bet.
advance.
The
Yeah,
Europeans on ACR are gonna check raise me every single time I see. bet that.
You got PTSD, bro. Stop it. It's just ridiculous as hell.
See
You
bet
have to
versus
bet
the
this.
Americans and check versus the Euros.
It's
I'm
the easiest
fucking
check
always
raise board
been-
ever.
Yeah, you have to do it. They have to do it. People don't just do it. Oh, wait a minute, I messed up. So check, we bet 1.4. Here's our range and 60% of the time. You don't have to bet this, but I suggest you do it. Betting is
Bet when you live flush
outperforming. Betting with this hand is
Oh, checking with the flush.
outperforming all of it, like every other option. So, you know, you can take. What do you want to check? What is like? It's ooh, like these some aces and
protection.
kings check.
Super
protection.
nuts, super
This-
nuts
this
checking.
Super nut. There's a nasty ass check.
Yeah, we can want to, we just want them to hit their queen there, and then they can think that, oh, I have a good pair. Let's
Yeah.
go.
It looks like it has as the marginal range, like ace four, ace two, and some of the kings.
But I'm gonna tell you what, like, oh, okay, outside of ace four is one of the ones that I'm seeing where checking is drastically outperforming
It doesn't want to
betting,
bet
but
all.
from EV, ace five as well. Ace five to EV is pretty split because you're gonna bet call ace five, all of them.
But that's
King,
because, it's drawing to a wheel in
Yep.
some sense, and that's as short stack, you want to check back more in position and when we have a draw, so it's probably because of this heuristic.
Yeah, but overall, you guys can see this isn't like some magical spot where in position we're gonna be going super crazy. We're checking a lot
Yeah.
here at 38, but I think
Yeah,
versus
true.
your opponents, guys, like it's only gonna check a lot
Yeah.
because you're gonna get check raised. There are gonna be opponents, note them and don't see bet as much, but still see bet a lot versus them. Even somebody that's supposed to check raise a lot, they can't do it every single time
I
correctly.
mean, it's not about fear of the check raise. It's about the fact that I don't have any 6 or 3 in my opening range.
Yeah, but that's why this hand needs protection. You don't want to, I don't think this is one you're gonna want to like
You're
go
betting on
call.
Well, no.
And
No, I
this
mean,
is
I'm
the best hand
okay
right now. They
giving up
have
on it at
this,
some point too.
but look at their range.
That's
This
the
shit is,
range.
this is a big
Like,
ass
how much of your
range.
mouse over hits that flop?
Yeah, like,
Lots of it.
yeah, but I mean,
And-
bye king seven, you know, that doesn't like want to check raise or some of this other stuff. Like if they do
When-
check raise, they don't always play correctly.
When we bet, what's he supposed to check raise?
Here we go. Yep, good question. It's gonna be what?
Flush
Okay.
draws.
Wait a minute. Let's do a James Romero type question.
Solver quiz.
Solver quiz. What percentage of hands, just the percentage of hands, should be big blind be check raising when we quarter pot here on this board?
35%.
35% says cap. 35% of that range.
I think like 27.
27. Big numbers coming out.
But we're talking to a small sizing.
It's gonna be our highest versus the small sizing. Yep. Here, let's see. So anybody else want to guess before I look? Or feel
I'll
like
guess
they-
around
What's your
18.
guess?
I'll guess 18%.
I'm in at 28. I feel like somewhere around. I'm like 35 is a gigantic number, dude. All right, so big blind, we go this. And then here we go. 30.
So I'm telling you. Don't fear the Reaper. Look at that orange.
Wow.
That's a lot of check raise. Jesus.
Bad dude.
Yeah, but do your opponents find 5-3 suited?
I think
check
they do
raise.
on this board. I don't think it's kind of natural, right? They same
Fucking
thing. Like,
guys
you
that
don't
study
make this.
do.
Yeah, anybody who studies.
I don't assume people just
So
aren't studying.
every 6-3 flush draw, king with king with the heart, king with any heart.
Five's key there. It's the low card that's more key, and the over
Dude.
card is it out.
Fucking
The
king
over
eight.
card is still good, but you got the draws as well. The
This shit
straight-
makes me not want to see bet this board looking at this.
I got him. Finally. I finally got him.
But your opponents aren't gonna find like king.
Nope. Lost him.
nine, dude.
Almost had
You
him.
lost it. You almost had me. Your
Slipped
opponents aren't
away.
gonna find queen 10. Some of the cats on global will nowadays. I mean, there's a couple. Yeah. So you got to be very. This is gonna be opponent dependent. I would still use some of my ace highs for just to clean up my equity instead of needing to check call them twice. Maybe there's a good check call. What happens when we check and then he bats? When about our ace highs? This is an interesting hand, right? So we go check, and
The
it's
delayed C bet's pretty sweet because you get to on when the Broadway cards roll off, you get to go pretty, you get to bet bluff a lot and just take pots down.
you know what's gonna happen. You're gonna check this ace high, and they're going to fucking bomb it, right? So they go 4 bigs.
Yeah, the turn
and
probes,
then
the turn
just
probes
fold.
with very
You're
large
just
sizing.
losing
Yeah.
money. You just lose. Just give up. All right, I guess you just lose 2 bigs, and you don't have to fight for every pot. You don't have to fight for every
Oh.
pot, do you, Toe?
Ah,
No, okay.
Yeah, look how much like ace-7 is folding a lot.
It's done.
Yeah.
It's just done. How about if we I mean that's versus 75%, right? What if he just half pots it? I mean, it's not, it's out of there.
mhm.
Yeah.
So nobody's gonna quarter lead it, dude. And even if it does, it's just
It's still mixing.
You could still fold.
It's
yeah,
raised.
unless you have the heart. Well, that's the hearts.
Yeah.
Yeah, it hates it. Okay, so your ace highs really,
Call your better aces.
yeah, all your better aces are just like, all right, fuck it. This A7, all of them suck. You need a heart. You have to have a heart to call, and it's not even like doing much for you. Thousands of
Yeah.
a big blind. Well, I got away with one apparently. Yeah, I mean, I cannot defend this. Pretty sure I have another spot where I fucked up or something.
Third
Wow.
stack poker here.
Oh, wow.
Because it's late
Yeah, gotta
position,
call,
we're
gotta call.
good. I'm
There's
not
like
sure with ICM.
there's like 70 left in this tournament or something like that as well.
70 left, I think that's one.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's probably light ICM pressure, maybe 10%.
I think the problem is like when we think what he's like, yeah, it's. I think.
But
I think
genius.
that-
I'm sorry.
A genius.
I think when someone is jamming 7 big blinds here, I just tend to think that they have so much worse all-ins here that we just have to call here, but maybe I'm wrong.
No, you know what it is? I think, well, me and Toe, we've ran this king queen spot.
It always
billion
changes, but I
times.
think this is a
But
late
you-
position jam, right? So I think
But
call
we
them off.
need to be calling from the button or the blinds. We still have 3 players behind us here. We have
Okay.
here. I'm just gonna send you the hand. I'm not, you know why I'm sending you. Shut your goddamn mouth. Don't say a word. Take the hand and don't say a word and run this. All right, hold on.
All right, but I'm glad you could hear me without me saying anything.
Yes, every word you just said. All right, I'm gonna put it in. I'll put it in us.
Put it in Skype is easier.
Paste. Did I just, is that fine to do it like that?
I think so.
I think you need the raw hand history if he's gonna copy and paste it into another
I
song.
got him. I got him.
It's loaded. Let's see.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't paste any of the.
Oh, I didn't. So you need this one.
Oh, look, I think it got
Click
the
on
stack
the, click on
sizes.
it.
Oh,
and
I
click-
got the stack sizes. I got it. I got it.
You got it, huh?
Yeah.
All right, cool. I'm gonna keep running it. Just because I'm being results oriented, it could just be a call. Oh no, that's not the last hand.
There you go.
All right, cool. You want to still screen and show the results?
That's such a link.
Oh, you sent me a link. Cool.
If he would have called here, do you think small blind would have called with this ace 10? Or no, he's less incentivized?
Nope.
Okay.
You can't be 30 in with the ace 10. It's shit.
Yeah.
Let's go. Whoops, sorry about that. 1 second.
Doesn't stop the shit players from fucking seeing ace 10 and going for it,
True.
you know? They see a fucking Broadway ace, so somehow they can't help themselves.
Is this with ICM in there at all?
No, that's just
Right.
chippy.
All right.
You want me to put like 70 players now?
Yeah, I'm gonna see if there's any risk premium. Even if it's 10%, it's probably gonna be in there. Being a nit deep in tournaments paying off, at least from then.
No, I mean, yeah, my thought process is, when a short stack
It's a
goes
fold
all
in
in,
that case.
it's, it's a pocket pair or ace X, king X, very rarely is a queen X, right?
Toe, you said it was you gonna send the link in there whenever he has a link for it at with 70 players left. Here's 70 players left in this tournament with the king queen. There is a
Wow.
so with Chip BB EV snap deep in majors nit.
Yeah, I don't even think it's a snap chippy V. Like it's not a fold, but it's okay. It's good.
And Chip BB,
It's good.
yeah, it's good. Yeah, it ain't great. It's aight.
That's good.
It's an aight call. This is Chip BB EV. It's aight. And this is when you are deep in a tournament. I mean, let's hear that surprise.
That's really,
Nothing that surprising to me. I mean, some of this ace 8 suited would be tough. King jack suited looks crazy, but it's fine. I think we're back. I mean, we can't fold this. Look at that. I went from
Nah.
30 to 18 bigs in just like two. This is like I had 30 bigs like an orbit ago. Lost one hand, blinds went up, and you have 18. And then you knock him out and have 27. This is an interesting one. Raise.
Like to limp.
Can we fold?
I don't think so.
nah.
I mean,
I'm gonna defer to the team knit here. What do you think, Cap?
I mean, if we're really at ICM, I guess we could fold, but normally I don't fold here.
I know what you mean. That's what I was kind of thinking. I was thinking, man, here's some ICM, and I don't really love just putting in money.
Oh,
out of
I didn't
position
saw the four, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
And now I'm leaning folding too.
Me too. And then I
Yeah.
just decide, all right, I'm gonna call, see a draw, and check raise all in. I mean, I'm
It's
just
like
gonna-
the thing is also like he covers us, and we're like he can bet so many like, let's say it like human way, like he has so many barreling equity that we miss, that we just there's no point to call.
yeah,
But
I
it's
think it's
suited.
a bad call. What about this? To, can you run this for me?
So
I think this is.
he's
close
not
as fuck as
jamming
well.
much worse. I mean, is he jamming? He's got
Yeah,
some
no.
pairs, but he's not.
I think this is a
jamming, like-
call. This is the
Yeah,
bottom,
this is
right?
He's
this
not
is this is
jamming
one of the
like-
things.
No,
One
I
at a
mean,
time, guys.
Chippy
I
V.
don't love it.
Good.
I don't love it, but I think since pairs do better against the early position than the late position, I think yeah, just have to call the sevens, but I don't love it.
Yeah, I agree.
These are
I-
barely gonna make you any money.
I
mean,
think with
it's a
a-
call,
With
but-
ICM, I think this might be a fold.
This is gonna be good to run these spots. I mean, this is why we do this. This is a great session today because I'm unsure.
If he's jamming like king, six suited.
I
king-
personally look back at this.
Yeah,
Hey.
people don't do that though. I mean, I feel like it's like 6 and
33,
7 start
25,
to lose money,
20,
right?
16.
I don't know.
Jamming a lot of.
I mean-
aces, all the better, most of the better pairs.
From there, his shoving range should only be maybe 10
He's
to
shoving all the worst
12%.
cards. Well, he's
Yeah.
shoving fives plus. He's shoving fives plus,
Yeah,
right?
he's got
From
six
this fours
five,
plus,
Probably.
fours, five, sixes. And then all the hands we're flipping with.
Suited Broadway.
See, a lot of stuff's just got so much equity against us, it sucks.
I think it's okay. You know, if you're calling
With
sevens, you're calling
70
eights.
people,
calling
that's a
nines.
monstrous fold.
Really?
Yeah. With, I mean, Chippy V, it's a snap, I think. Oh, wait,
Yeah.
no, wait, this is,
Chippy V's a call.
no, this is just final table, my bad.
Alright.
Chippy V, I still fold, honestly. It's 12 bigs. I'm not closing
Nah.
the action.
Wait,
I'm
this is
still
the final
folding.
table.
God, you're
Now-
folding so much pairs, Cap. It's still a fold, and, oh, god damn it. Oh, yeah, it's 70 left, still a monstrous fold. It's even more, but fucking.
Oh man, I am so
Jacks plus.
happy.
But then what do you
Man,
what do you
Shaq's
call
plus
them?
an ace king.
Oh, we
Wow.
are covered. We're 23 bigs with this many players left, and we're
I
covered
would-
here. and
I
he's-
would have called nines. I can't believe it's jacks plus.
Honestly, man, I'm not gonna lie to you. I would have fucking snapped nines in there.
Well, nines
I would've-
blocks the bottom of his range probably, so nines
So
particularly
snap
bad. If
call,
he's jamming
chippy
king
V.
nine, queen nine suited, stuff like that. you
Put
don't
the
wanna
link out
have
there
them
for that
all.
one, Toe.
Oh, fuck, I just closed it.
Shit. I was hoping I was about to show the range because
You don't wanna block the bottom of their jamming range with your pocket pairs. So if if he's jamming king nine, queen nine, maybe jack
But-
nine, whatever, ace nine, you don't wanna have nines.
He shouldn't be jamming that from that position in ICM.
we can look at oh, we don't have the ICM ranges for this.
Wait, this is the last one.
is Chip BB.
He should be about 10 to 12% range there.
All right, here we go. Here's Chip BB calling range. It's the fucking bottom here, though.
Yeah, it's still pretty good.
And it's not even doing great.
I'm not the big nit you think I am.
You're
Ace
folding
jack
sevens,
off.
you nit. Not the big nit you think I am.
Okay. And then the second one is
Sevens is nitty.
here's the other one. Oh boy.
That's
wow.
with 70 left. So great fold with 70 left for sure. No
Man.
argument there.
So nines are a call with 70 left, a bare call, barely call.
I mean, marginal as hell call.
That's the cap. You're just always in ICM mode. That's what it is.
I mean, the rest I can easily fold ace jack, ace queen.
Which
It's the pairs that are tough.
ICM.
All right.
Can we
Like,
see it?
what, you
I
might be
don't have
calling tens plus here then, I guess.
So does. Yeah, like 10 plus. Sounds crazy. Like, man, I'm never gonna pick up enough good hands to win a damn tournament if I'm waiting for all these monsters. The hell. God. It's just you can't call it off with that stuff, right? Like
So what's the deal? You have to like learn how to play when you don't have hands.
you have to learn how to be
best.
patient.
Also,
This is probably a fold. Chippy BB.
Cut off hijack.
Yeah, fold, fold.
Ah, it's close.
Oh. And then the worst fucking turn card of all time. This is why.
Unless he's in net and checks.
Dead.
No, you have to bet there.
I can't call. I mean, unless I
Nah.
think you just full of shit and just turning, I mean, which you can be, it's just in these, yeah, it's just stupid. I mean, you can't.
Oop.
If it would have been a clean turn, I would have just been broke, but of course not. God, that sucks. And I think that's a fold anyway. Easy. No. All right, go fold. It is good to go through your tournaments like this. I used to do this a lot, and this with what me, Toe, and our group used to do 5 days a week. And to be honest with you, I think some of us had better results taking this method rather than using a solver because you get more of a sense of how the population's playing. You identify more of the links in your thought processes of how you're thinking and playing in game. So if you're one of the people out there just trying to study material and sit around and think just doing 100 hands a day on GTO trainer is enough, it's not.
No, yeah, it's for sure not.
It's not enough. You're never gonna get to where you want to be just doing that. You gotta dig into these hand histories. Do this, and if you're down bad, if you're downswinging bad, I suggest you look through as many of these fucking hand histories of your own as you can with all the tools and people available and resources available, and see what's going on, and see where you're having massive misunderstandings. I have 5 bigs. And as we can see, like I got really bad distribution here towards the end, right? Like none of these hands have been all in first in worthy. Then we get this, and we're dead. But I think we got
What tournament was that?
I think overall, I think it was 60th, and this was a 150K 162 with like 1,200 runners in it. So I think, of course, I made some mistakes that tournament. I think overall my mistakes were small outside of the King Jack hand, which you could even make arguments against it being just okay. But yeah, overall, I think missed open here or there, some stuff like that. But it's not only dwelling on the bad things from the hand history. We also did a lot of things well to get deep here, played patient, didn't take a lot of bad spots, made some very good folds, some ICM folds. We got deeper. So yeah.
Yeah,
Yes,
I
staying
got a
consistent.
full.
Yeah.
I had a I got the full page of notes from the time from the time that I came in. So it has been very profitable to be here, I think.
Yeah, I think everything we talked about, like we also got to touch on some stuff where we're talking about the population we're playing against and not just the solver. And I think moving forward, like I'm gonna try to incorporate more of these hand history reviews, as well as still getting on path and looking at some deeper stuff. But if you guys enjoy this as a nice mix in, I can make sure we do this a little bit more often as well, you know.
That's great. That's great.
I'm looking at more hand histories and less.
Yeah, I like the hand
stuff.
Yeah, it's good when you get to do yours too, because you can actually learn. I learn even more when it's my own than looking at someone else's, but I do learn both ways.
Yeah, because you're trying to understand like the thought processes and what you're actually thinking and doing in game as opposed to what everybody else is doing. And for me, I try to be very solver based in my approach. And then if I'm exploiting, expanding, and contracting, it's based on my opponent and what I think their tendencies are. And not just having some random exploit like these cats do. I like to play my 9-7 from this spot always. Like none of that. But yeah, anybody have any other final thoughts or anything like that? We've been going forever today.
Hours.
Yeah, I can just say that. Thank you.
No problem. And if you guys are enjoying this, let Uncle JL know that we are crushing it. We're going hard in here. Oh, also, Cash Game Study Group. I would love to get that group to be like this group. You know, it's small right now. We had our first week, our first session on Tuesday. So I'm going to be kind of going in depth like I do here. But the difference is I don't have all the years of pain and knowledge that I have. You know, I don't have as much pain with cash games in my heart as I do for tournaments. But I'm going to be playing, 1 to 500 hands a week just to have some spots we can talk about, look at, and I can help everybody else get better as being a student of the game. So
yeah,
I have a question about that.
Yes.
Once your study players such as yourself or God's Big Toe or most people here in the group, there's really no takeaway in playing some cash and then still studying tournaments. I mean, you have a feel for the game, so it's not really hindering your performance, is it? At that point, right?
No, and he's never gonna have like
Nah.
they're not gonna be too much better than him just because he knows how to play good poker. In theory, you know what I mean? In
Okay.
general.
And
Yeah, I'm just trying to like get into that group and help us all understand and learn the fundamentals, the ranges, the concepts, the
I'll tell you this, he was
heuristics of
shook.
it,
He
you
was
know?
DMing. He slid into my DMs. Toe, you gotta fold ace queen for 200 bigs, Toe.
Yeah, it's like you gotta fold ace queen to a single open.
What is this life, Toe? Help me.
I have to text some guys after that. I was losing
Yeah.
my mind. Yeah.
for us old guys who've been playing for years and years and years, it used to be practice to play sit and go to practice final table and play cash to practice early
Exact tournament.
Still the same, kind of.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of differences, but
Well, a lot of
I don't play
tournaments
cash-
start
I
off
play
with
cash only live.
annies.
yes.
The thing is, I play cash only live sometimes when I like hit the tournament fields and stuff. And I think learning cash just to like even if many of us here don't play like cash for a living, let's say. I think like learning from cash players is very, very valuable because just like I think like very many cash players are like totally right in understanding that like people in there's a reason why cash games players say that like tournament players don't understand post flop, and they're right. I think they're right in many ways in this in these terms. And like when especially when we play very deep stack tournaments, sometimes like where we start like even like more than 1k chips in the like first levels and stuff. Like I mean, you have so much edge when you understand the deeper stacked spots there. That's crazy. Just
sure.
Well, that's why people like G-Men can put immense pressure on people and make motherfuckers fold kings, right? You've seen that in some of these spots because they're 400, 500, 600 bigs deep. And the thresholds are different, and you know, they can apply a lot of pressure. And I think it's very valuable to learn that stuff, guys. You never know where your poker career can take you. Somebody in this group can one day win a WPT and just be flush with cash, get an opportunity to play in big cash games. You just never fucking know. So
yeah, and the thing with it too is like it's good to learn
good.
from good players. Period. Cash game, tournament, whatever. Talk to some good players. You'll definitely pick up some jewels.
Like I don't plan on
listen,
like, dude, I'm running the cash game group and I'm not planning on ever diving full time into it as a cash player. But I know when I go to Vegas, I'm going to, or when I go up to Cleveland and I get cooler tomorrow, I'm going to play cash, right? Like right after, and then just sit there and I'm going to be a little bit better just because I know this, right? Because I put in the work that they have not.
Yeah, totally agree.
Yep. Any other thoughts or anything? All right.
Just last on the same subject on PLO. You know, one time a floor manager told me, hey, you know, get into PLO, it's pretty good over here, this and that. I mean, you know, I want to get into good at studying tournaments and cash. I don't want to get too much to PLO, but it's always good to learn different games, right? I mean,
yes and no. I'm a big theory of like find the game you love and study the shit out of it because there's so much to learn from each facet of poker that the guys who can play all the mixed games are so impressive. I don't know how they get good at so many fucking different games, like so hard.
Like most of us aren't. Most of us aren't Phil Ivy, right? I mean,
Exactly.
Play all these games, right?
Phil Ivy, Sean D, you know, Negranu, those guys are all such good mixed game players.
Yeah, if you spend 10, 15 hours studying No Limit Hold'em each week, if you want to add PLO to it, then you have to double your study time.
It's true.
Well, it just depends. I mean, you don't have to. You could spend, dude, you could spend an hour here and there. Like, yeah, you don't have to spend as much equal amount of time for a game you're not going to play equal amount of volume in. If you want to just be sit around one day and like pick it up, play it on the side, play it recreationally, and then like watch a video here and there for one day for an hour, it can't hurt you. Like I have to start studying cash game stuff, and in my schedule now, I have like 3 hours a week in there, like outside of the study group, to dedicate to putting in a session, to watching
Yeah.
a piece of content and then hosting the study group, you know?
You
Yeah,
wanna get
I,
into Plo so you can
think
double your
I-
study time and quadruple your variance. Doesn't sound like a good time.
I think Matt Affleck had a very good point in like learning like also like his cash videos recently. Like I think the part what is very important in terms of hold'em is like when we look at the tournament ranges and stuff, we kind of like get accustomed to it, but we really don't think about why stuff happens sometimes like so much. And what you learn by like learning cash is like you get to see like different ranges for different reasons, and you understand the reasoning why solver makes something, why something changes, like, and that helps you in game to more make your own decisions rationally
solver.
in that sense.
Yes, exactly. Well, yeah, that's it. That'll do it. We put in what, 3.5 hours in the study group today. We crushed it, got through the 150K. You guys were amazing. But yeah, thank you. That's gonna do it.
Shit takes so long. I'm
And
already 3-tabling.
yeah, you're already getting it in. All right, guys. Take
Thank-
care. Good luck.
thank you very much.
Thanks.
Yep.
Appreciate the time, man.
You
No
guys-
problem. Peace.
May the poker gods be with you.
Yeah, thanks.